Xbox goes to hell. Lion fell. Yeah. Lion fell. Dreams on fire. The void won't fail. Games they promised. Games they sold. Now the truth's a tombstone code. Controllers melt in the devil's grip. The console sinks like a sinking ship. He said it once, but he'll say it twice. Phil's a dealer, but he's selling lies. Oh, the flames rise high. Yeah, they rise so high. Promises burn in a corporate sky. Lion fell. Yeah. Lion fell. Dreams on fire. The void won't fail. Games they promised. Games they sold. Now the truth's a tombstone code. The truth's a tombstone code. The truth's a tombstone code. Take your game pass to the underworld, where promises rot and lies unfurl. Crossplay dreams in a fiery haze. Phil's deception sets the stage ablaze. Tombstone cold. Phil said 4, but there's always more. Promises cracked like a shattered floor. The console burns, it's a funeral bell. Xbox goes to hell. Xbox goes to hell. Lion fell. Yeah. Lion fell. Dreams on fire. The void won't fail. Games they promised. Games they sold. Now the truth's a tombstone code. Controllers melt in the devil's grip. The console sinks.
Well, hello, everybody. What a beautiful day in the neighborhood it is today. We told you. We warned you. We said when this day would come, which we didn't think it was going to happen this soon, we were going to celebrate. And we're celebrating. We have music. We have pictures. We have everything to have a good time tonight. But we're going to talk about the news, the biggest news of all time. I've been waiting for this news for quite a while over here. Now, let me tell you something. It's not fanboyism. because Sony's on the shit list too for what they did yesterday. And I actually do advocate for Herman Hulst to be thrown out next. Anyway,
Yep.
The biggest news. The used car salesman, the scammer. Noof Nukem. I mean, I'm joking around. Phil Spencer himself has retired, which we know retired is fired. So he's been fired. Sarah Bond's been fired.
Uh-oh.
They've been fired. And they're out of here. Thank God. And you know what? It's too late. The brand isn't going to be fixed. If anything, things are going to get even more worse. But at the end of the day, this guy cost me a lot of money. So screw him. And Sarah Bond, she was a fat slob too. So I don't even care. We're all in on gaming 2 months ago. 2 months later, she's not there no more. All right, there you go. Anyway, it's time to celebrate. So we have on the panel Noof Nukem himself.
Hey, man. It's good to be here, brother. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. We got Stevie Mac.
Time for Xbox to die.
I think Xbox needs some Elpis. I don't know. We said that last 2 nights ago.
They're past that, bro. They're way past that. There's no curing.
Are
for
they the
them.
bad ending? I guess this is the bad ending for Xbox.
Yeah, it's the ending when just one person's on the helicopter and everyone else died.
Okay. Frank is here. He's got the Inferno behind him.
Oh yeah. Xbox trademark is dead.
Oh, yeah, I know. And there's still people out there that think it's still going to survive and kick. It's like, guys, get over yourselves. It's over. Just admit it. You have a small winky.
ready to Game Pass.
Oh, there he is.
Oh no.
Speaking of small winkies, it's Handy Andy.
Yeah. Did you guys renew your Game Pass?
No. In fact, I think they're going to rename it to Game Pass Gas at this point because that's pretty much all it is.
And now that Sarah Bond is gone, I won't even be able to put some friction on my diction anymore. Oh, no.
Don't worry about it. Nothing was missed.
A Chinese food or electric scooters for you.
Well, how is Phil Spencer going to afford the Ozempic now?
It's gonna get really fat again immediately. The second he
Yeah.
walks out of there.
The underground stuff.
Well, he's playing Skeletor in a
Easily.
new He-Man movie. I mean, you know, you seen this guy lately?
We're cutting your
For now.
salary so we can buy Blue Point, okay?
Oh, man.
Yeah, right.
Wesson says, you're fired, like Vince McMahon to Phil Spencer. I should have gotten that on the thing. I didn't have time for this. I didn't know this was going to happen today. If this happened last night, I would have been ready for today. I would have had Vince McMahon on the soundboard. Anyway, we got the chat room here. We got Weston. We got Noof. We got Wicked Hot. We got Christy Brinkley. I can't believe the supermodel comes in here.
Christy Brinkley.
We got the Merker.
Vaguely.
The Merker with his
Hey, where's
little
Hot? I don't see
sword
Hot.
and
Oh,
shield.
there
It looks like a little clay man holding a sword and a shield. What is that supposed to be?
I don't know.
That's going to be Phil Spencer on Monday morning.
He's gonna go to headquarters with
Yeah,
the
sword and a shield.
They took my clothes.
They're going to ban his account and everything. He's going to show up with a sword and a shield.
Give me back my Fallout account.
Oh, that's going to be worse for him, man. Every time he jumps on Fallout, someone's going to nuke that shit.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, ding dong. The bitch is dead. And I say the bitch is in Phil Spencer. He's gone. He's out. Sarah Bond is out. So, from what we've been told, that they had a meeting this morning in the break room. Phil wanted pancakes, Sarah wanted sausage, Satya wanted everything. And there was a huge argument. And because of that, Satya said, you know what, guys? I'm just going to fire you today. You're done. You're out. And I'm going to promote Matt Booty because he saved me the bacon. That's what happened. That's what I heard. I got an inside source. They fought over breakfast. And
Makes
I'm
sense.
totally making all that stuff up right now. All right, so what do you guys think? This is shocking news even for me. Rammy the Ram, he's in our chat. Not right now, but he's usually in our chat. He messaged me on Facebook Messenger, and he goes, hey, what is going on? And I was like, what is this? And I was like, holy shit, he's gone. So I quickly went live, and then I went on Twitter, try to tell these other guys, and they already knew. So shocking news.
Well, I just want to say this much. Like when Reggie Fils-Aimé went out for Nintendo, I mean, the cool thing with him is he went out on top, right? He went out at the peak of the business. Things were going great. I can't say the same here for Phil Spencer. He's kind of going out where, you know, there is perception that the brand is doing phenomenally well. We got people that seem to ignore all the negative metrics to chat about Microsoft's overall profit margins and shit, which I don't see how that really correlates to how we feel about gaming. Because if you watch the majority of podcasts, right? You watch the majority of podcasts, and a lot of us are Xbox fans. We love Xbox. We're not hating at Xbox again because that's just fun for us to do. I'd rather do anything but. But you know, it's like this is almost a perfect anomaly because here was yesterday. You know, everybody got up in arms that Sony was making cuts and they're cutting Bluepoint, which is a shitty loss. You know, Bluepoint is obviously a very talented dev who's been able to make some fantastic remakes, and I would expect that most of us were hoping they had something else in the pipeline. I don't know what happened there, but like this has been going on a lot where Sony might have a bit of news, and whether it's good news or bad news, but in Microsoft's case, it's always usually more on the bad side. But it's like, hey, we're getting rid of Bluepoint, and then Xbox is like next day, hold my beer. You know, this is what happens. But like I said, Reggie kind of went out on top. Phil is sort of not. I mean, yeah, he's been in the industry a long time. I mean, like I said, 38 years or something with Microsoft, which is phenomenal. It's a great achievement in itself. And nobody can take away or deny the fact that Phil was instrumental in a lot of Xbox successes. But with saying that, I think he also has to share some of the blame with some of the failures too. I mean, you can't go. Yes. Like I said, things start at the top and they kind of trickle down. Now, I don't know how things work at Microsoft. I'm not behind closed doors. I can't pretend to know exactly what gets said. But I think it's pretty obvious to the real gamers in this community that the bean counters are having a lot more to say than the people that are walking in and going, you know what, guys, I would walk back on this one. You know, this is what our fan base is saying. Because unlike the rest of the community, unlike people within Sony or Nintendo, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but, you know, Phil and Sarah and Aaron Greenberg and a lot of the people that, you know, we know from the company, the faces, as we say, like they're pretty interactive with the community. Like they talk to people from the community. They're obviously following stuff that's happening on socials. In some cases, they're watching the podcast too. So they know what we're saying and what we're thinking. So, but at the end of the day, like I said, things have gone wrong. Where you want to point the finger, we don't know. But this is the ultimatum, or this is the ultimate thing that happened here. Whether you're happy about it or sad about it, it could be a little bit of both. It's unfortunate and it's shitty. And the Sarah thing is even more surprising than Phil stepping down. I'm not really surprised with that, but I did think Phil would step down perhaps a little later on. But as you alluded to, Perry, I think before you went live, there's a lot riding on the next phase at Microsoft and what they choose to do with their next hardware configuration, if they even go ahead with it at this point. So I'll leave it at that. I don't want to hog your whole show here, but that's, you know, it's kind of my 2 cents worth. And I think it's unfortunate. I'm more saddened than I'm happy. There's parts of me, yes, it was like, yeah, it's about time. Maybe it should have happened sooner. But at the same time, like I said, I can't deny there was a point where, you know, we sung the praises of Phil Spencer. We thought,
yeah,
you know,
absolutely,
things were starting to turn around. But at the end of the day, how much say did he have in a lot of these final verdicts getting come down? I mean, I know you can lie and you can go, oh yeah, well, it's great that our games are going everywhere. Did he really believe that though? Or did he really, like, I mean, unless you know him personally and he can tell you behind closed doors, for the sake of the brand, like Nintendo knows how to make people buy their units. And I always come back to Nintendo. You know why I use Nintendo so much? Because Nintendo's the only one that hasn't royally effed up. Okay? Now, they're not perfect. I don't like everything they're doing. Frank is probably one of the biggest Nintendo people I know. And I'm sure he's not happy with every direction that they've gone with.
Oh,
But
no.
you still hand it to them and applaud them that they haven't completely abandoned what they know makes them work. They're not going out, you know, they double down on Switch 2. I wasn't even sure the Switch 2 was going to be the success that it is, but you cannot deny that they have found their niche. And with the third-party support coming the way it is, like Nintendo is on a roll, and they've got everybody put on notice right now. That includes Sony and Microsoft, who seem to be stumbling the ball here. So, yeah. All I can say, Phil, man, is thanks for everything that you've contributed to Xbox. I wish you all the best in your retirement, and maybe you can relax a little bit now with, and there probably won't be 5,000 memes with your face on it moving forward. So, yeah. We'll
Not
have to
on
put
this
that new
channel.
Shawarma girl on there.
We're done with
Yeah.
him.
The new Shawarma girl gets on the hot seat now.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I go back to this. He was doing really good stuff. I mean, even up until the 1X. I mean, the 1X, they promised that was the apology console. We all knew what that was all about, but we were all in on it as fans of Xbox. And I stuck with them. Even when it was coming out with the DRM and everything, I said, I don't care if it's got DRM. I want to play Killer Instinct. I'm buying a fucking Xbox One. I don't care. You know what I mean? And people looked at me like I was nuts. And I was like, I'm playing KI. I don't care. Like, that's the 360 is like launching me to that, and that's where I'm going, and I want to play Killer Instinct. That's where I'm going. I stuck with them the whole way, and I was with them in the beginning. I bought an Xbox a month or two after it came out. You know what I mean? I traded my GameCube in for it. I got the whole thing for $20. I got a brand new Xbox for $20 at GameStop back in the day before they ripped everybody off. They actually gave me more money than EB Games. But yeah, I've been with them ever since, and that was my favorite console. Put all the third-party stuff on there, played all their first-party stuff, and I've been with them ever since. The 360 was like the golden era of fucking gaming. Like, as a teenager going into an adult, that was awesome. The 360 was that's going to go down. The Xbox 360 is going to go down as one of the greatest consoles of all time in gaming history. It's going to. We all know it. And I just stuck with them because it's Xbox. Why not? You know? But it gets to a point where he did the right thing with the 1X. He did all that, the 1S, the 1X. He did everything. He listened to the fans. He started moving the ball a lot. And yeah, maybe Satya, there was that wall that he hit. But at the end of the day, I feel that there were certain things that he could have done to get. If you're making money, the boss isn't going to come down and talk to you. The boss is going to stay upstairs. He's going to be like, they're making money? All right, I'll leave them alone. But at one point, the boss came downstairs and said, all right, what's going on down here? And that was it.
Mm-hmm.
It was over. And maybe it was because of Game Pass. Maybe they should have limited what games you got in Game Pass. Anything. But, you know, he couldn't figure out. And people always say, well, he's a gamer. Right. But that doesn't mean he's going to be good at business. That's the whole thing. There's two different things there. He could be a great gamer and he could be a great businessman. He could be both. But at the end of the day, I don't think he was both. He just couldn't get the job done, unfortunately. He might have been the right guy for the job, but he couldn't get it done. And it sucks because I invested a lot of money into my digital library on Xbox. I have 1,000 fucking controllers downstairs, which I'm trying to unload because they're not going to be worth anything anyway. Now that this is going on. I got Xboxes all over the fucking house. I got them at work. I even have an Xbox at my mom's house so she could play fucking Pac-Man. You know what I
Do
mean?
you guys think? Do you guys think we're having the same conversation today if the Activision Blizzard deal never went through?
No.
Do you think that really exacerbated and put the eyes all on the company, kind of really put them under the eight ball? It was like, we don't get a return on investment and things don't right the ship around, then we're kind of fucked.
It definitely sped up the process. I
Well, I was
think
about to say.
I think that the problem with Xbox is they just couldn't get the stuff out in time. You know what I mean? And they bought Activision so they would have stuff, which is good. I mean, it's good that they did all that. But like you said, in hindsight, we probably wouldn't be talking about this right now. We'd probably be talking about this another 2 or 3 years from now. But the thing is, because they bought ABK, they said, "Oh yeah, over time you'll make the money back." Well, Satya changed his fucking mind, and it was like, "Yeah, you got that money? What?"
Yeah, I think they expected right away when the deal was finalized. I think they were hoping they were going to see this massive boom in Game Pass subscriptions.
Peter, what's going on, buddy? Talos, Peter, all you guys are in the chat now. What's going on?
And you know what would have actually, and this is the crazy part, right? Because obviously, they got put a lot of pressure on because what was the main question they got asked during the whole ABK thing, right? From every journalist, every publication was, are these games going to be exclusive or not?
Right.
That was the biggest question on everything. And everybody was scared to death. Even Sony admitted right out of what's his name's mouth.
Jim Ryan lost his fucking job over this.
Scared to death that Call of Duty could potentially become exclusive. And honestly, if they even had have said everything but Call of Duty is exclusive, like we are going to tell you the next Skyrim is exclusive or the next Elder Scrolls,
Right.
their subscriptions would have skyrocketed. This is the crazy part. But because they were insistent
Call of Duty
on
was a
putting
death
shit
blow.
Everywhere, right? That was it.
What was that? That's all you, dude. Literally, all they needed to do, they lied. They literally lied in court anyway, right? They said, "Yeah, we're not going to do all that shit." They did all that shit anyway. So why didn't they just fucking say, "Yeah, well, we won't make it exclusive"? Then just make it exclusive. Who gives a shit? People would have jumped right on Xbox. You would have made all that money back. But they were like, "So we can make a lot of money here, or we can make a lot of money over there. So we're just going to make a lot of money over there." It's like, you fucking idiots. Like, you had the keys to the kingdom.
Yeah.
No,
Totally.
that's like if you want a Ferrari and they give you the key and you throw the key in a fucking sewer. You're like, "This key is ugly." Like, what are you doing? You got a Ferrari right there. Like, stupid. It was
But
stupid.
we want to make sure that the country that has 10 feet of snow and more winter gets to drive that Ferrari, right? No, let's not give the Ferrari to the guy that has a race car experience and wants to drive it on some cool ass tracks. No, let's make sure that the guy in the fucking igloo gets to play Game Pass with a Ferrari. You know what I mean? That's where we're at.
Keeping my Ferrari at
Oh, man.
Tyson Chicken.
Man. They didn't put ads on buses, Metro called. Right. And you know why, Peter? Because they used the community as their advertising. They used all the podcasters. They had all these guys do all this shit. I'm telling you. They had all these guys give them free promotion. And they created an echo chamber, which is fine. You created a community. But the problem is, that's not the masses. These are people that were going to buy this shit anyway. Like all these guys in these chat rooms that you go, any podcast about Xbox, I'm not calling anybody out in particular. Go into any one of those shows. It's all people that were always going to buy Xbox anyway. And that's what they wanted. They wanted, well, we want to guarantee these subscribers. But you're not reaching newer people. And then when you don't get newer people, you're like, how do we get newer people? Let's put our shit everywhere. It's like, no, you dumb fucking bastard. Just advertise it's on Xbox. It's not that hard. But there's always these artsy fartsy fucking ideas that destroy these brands all the time, man. God
This
damn.
is an Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, that was the dumbest fucking thing. And these guys ran with it. Like they embraced it. It's like, dude, this is not for you. This is for the general public.
You'd think the industry would learn a thing or two, and not even just the games industry. They even just go down right down to brass tacks. Let's talk about like things like Netflix, okay? Just to give you a point.
Right.
Henry Cavill, fan of The Witcher, read the books, right? Was in tune with the content. Left not because he had other filming obligations, which some people said it did. He left because he had conflicts with the writers of the show because they refused to kind of like pay homage to the actual content and wanted to take the show down different paths. I mean, they were obviously largely way more focused on not even his character, but the other characters, and he
Right.
left. And this is what I'm saying. And they all keep doing this. They stop listening to the people that actually know what they're talking about, and they listen to these bean counters and these morons. And again, this is what scares me with the Phil leaving now is now they got this complete person who has no gaming repertoire. So I think she's just going to be Satya's yes girl. And
That's
whatever
what he
she
wanted.
says goes, and she's just going to try to push the message.
This is what people don't
That's where I
understand.
think we're at.
They've been trying to sabotage the Xbox brand. Microsoft has been trying to sabotage this brand for the last couple of years. And people don't understand that this is what they're fucking doing. They are literally trying to make it so that they have a yes woman, like this woman's going to be. And they'll be like, well, how are the financials? Well, we're not doing too well. I think we should shut it down. Oh, you think so? Oh, we'll do that then. That's what they want. Whereas if Phil Spencer probably would have pushed back, be like, we need more time. We need this. We need that. I think Satya just wants to wrap up this
Suspect
Xbox
Greenberg's
shit
next.
like now. Like, I don't think he wants to wait another couple of years.
Yeah.
And Magnus, I don't
Yeah,
think that's
I
even
can
going to
tell you this,
happen at this point.
Mag and I think that Greenberg is not too far behind here now at this point.
Oh, and Jason Ronald, he better shave his beard because he's going to need it.
We made a point today. Obsidian's games are struggling to find traction, not even outside of Game Pass, but even over on PlayStation. And both me and Mag agreed. So, like, look
Yeah.
at the marketing. Where is it? You don't even hear talk of these games on PlayStation. It's not. I don't see ads anywhere. And even when Hellblade 2 came to PlayStation, where was the big marketing push to try to get more sales for that game on PlayStation?
But
Where
that's
were
the
they? I
thing,
didn't see
though.
anything.
And I don't think these guys realize it. They are the marketing. You're the marketing. We're the marketing. Mag's the marketing.
Right.
All these guys are the marketing because for whatever reason, they don't want to spend the money on the marketing. And that's been their problem for a long time. I remember listening to RDX and these guys were like, why aren't they marketing this? Why aren't they marketing that? That was what, almost 10 years ago? You guys were doing RDX? You were jumping on every once in a while.
Yeah.
But that was a long time
Yeah,
ago and they
funniest
still weren't
marketing.
doing it.
Remember the funny marketing with that? What was that game that came out to close the studio? That cartoon-looking game. What was the name of that again?
Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush. Remember how that got marketed,
Bingo.
and then they were all praising this game and how it was scoring high, and it was a hit, and then like fucking what a week later they shut the fucking studio down.
Mm-hmm.
They shut it down like a
couple
year or
weeks
two
later,
later.
it's
But yeah.
like these guys, man. Like, honest to God, like. Fuck, they're like, oh man, they're like fucking methane firm, fucking like.
But what are these guys doing with the marketing budget? Where is that money going?
Well, they're not spending it, so that's why they're happy with
Is this guy eating fucking breakfast every morning with it? Like, what's going on? Like, we don't know anything.
They're probably not spending money so they could stay out of the limelight and not get in trouble.
Maybe they weren't making enough money and they said, you know what? Get the word out there. Have these guys talk about our shit for free and take that money and we'll use it to balance what we're losing on the other side. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
We'll never know because then
my mind.
they can't admit to that shit. You know what I mean? None of these guys can talk about that type of stuff. Weston said this 55-year-old man upset Phil's leaving. I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm not 55 yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, I really think, like
my
Noof was
God.
saying before, because I was talking to you about this the other day. I think the beginning of the end was when they got ABK because Phil was pretty much left to his own devices. And then he wrote that check and he was heavily scrutinized after that. That's when they really started to change, like right after that. Because I think they thought they were going to ride out the lockdown revenue because everyone was buying games and playing games. I think they thought they were going to ride that out a little longer and recoup the money, and they just didn't recoup the money. Well, and on top of that, Game Pass isn't doing a good great. So that's when it all started to go downhill. Like you said, I think we would have been having the same conversation, but in like 2 years. It wouldn't have been as soon.
They just, let me tell you something. They just can't figure out how to run this shit. They don't know gaming. They really don't. And I don't want to hear this, well, Phil Spencer's a gamer. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the company does not know how to be in the gaming business because they think they know what they're doing, but they don't. They don't have the right people in place, and they're just bumbling around. And that's just the way that it is. Where you had Steve Ballmer, Peter Moore, and even Bill Gates was sticking his head in and out every once in a while, but Ballmer knew business. Peter Moore knew business. You know what I mean? And they ran it like a fucking business, and that's why the Xbox 360 was successful. Forget the Red Ring shit. They took care of that. You know what I mean? It's not like the Red Rings happened. They said, oh, well, what we could do. We're just a couple of rich guys laughing to the bank.
Yeah.
They said, fuck.
Yeah.
Peter Moore said, fuck, I got to tell Ballmer, I'm going to lose my fucking job, but I got to tell him. Ballmer comes in, woo, 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 what's going on, right? He goes, yeah, I need like $1.8 billion. And he just goes, woo, just fucking do it, woo, woo. And he leaves the fucking room.
Yeah, I'm sure
You know
that's
what I mean?
casual he
Like,
was with that.
and Peter Moore's sitting there like,
there?
I can't believe this fucking guy just gave me the money to do this. And that was it.
That's probably what Phil thought about ABK. I can't believe he gave me the money to do this, and then he ended up getting in trouble for it.
Well, because here's the thing. The agenda was different. Ballmer knew that Bill Gates wanted to be in gaming. So whatever it took, he's going to stay in gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And besides that little snafu, Peter Moore did really fucking good. Ballmer did really good with Xbox. Like, these guys knew what they were doing because they're businessmen. But you give it to Phil Spencer, and then he's got to deal with all these other guys. What was that guy? Terry Myerson that was cutting him off every 5 fucking seconds?
Yeah.
We heard about that dickhead, and then he left.
Yeah.
But then Phil was dealing with these other guys, and this guy still couldn't figure it out, man. At the end of the day, he's just not a businessman. Maybe he is a better gamer than a businessman, but you know,
well,
he had great ideas, but he couldn't.
Industry,
he was always fighting battles, I guess, right?
Yeah. When you're essentially like third place, essentially like sort of in the hardware race, it's not your place to go setting the trends or breaking the norm.
Right.
You need to do what you know you're good at doing and do it better than the competitors. That's what you do. And that's when Xbox was at their peak, when they were strength, that's what they were doing better than competitors.
Uh-huh.
They had great games that you couldn't find on anything but an Xbox platform, right? And I knew that was the start of the end, because when they started putting the emphasis on making sure they were on the PC, you started seeing that. And you even saw that from the community, because about my Xbox, right? My Xbox group of friends, when I used to have hundreds of friends on there, okay? I would see everybody on the Xbox when you go down the list. And over the last 5 or 6 years, guess what I noticed? PC, 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 PC instead of the console, right? So here you are trying to still sell your consoles, but you're emphasizing PC. And I'm not taking anything away from the PC side of things. Don't get me wrong. And it's great that the games are over there. But I still think there should have been, like, PlayStation is kind of dealing with their exclusives where, yeah, they'll put them on the PC, but they fucking maximize their investment and they maximize everything on their console first, because they look at that as their bread and butter. That is what built their business, right? PC is not building things for PlayStation. PC is an add-on. Xbox started looking at it the reverse way. They started looking at everybody else as their bread and butter, and not the people that were making Xbox. Like, Xbox really wasn't that far behind that when you look at even the Xbox One generation, as badly as that got off, the Xbox One was gaining ground. Like at one point, it was doing pretty well, especially in North America. It wasn't that far behind. Asia's a lost cause. They haven't cracked that market, and they're never going to. Never going to happen. You know, I applaud them for even trying there, but it's not happening. Like, they didn't learn.
You know, it's funny.
Generation didn't learn.
About 6 years ago, I read an article that Ford and Chevy were pulling out of Japan because they don't buy any of our shit. The American stuff they don't want, because they make better cars than we fucking do. So why the hell would they want to buy our shit? So that goes with the consoles as well. They don't want to buy shit that's made by us. They make better shit. It's just the way that it is. I mean,
I would have doubled down here, right? I would have doubled down here. The stuff that fails here is because they don't listen to their audience, or they're
Right.
either trying to be too far ahead or too far behind. And I guess that's the sweet spot. Take the PlayStation Vita, for example. Phenomenal hardware. Got off to a pretty good start. Looked
No
like Sony was
software.
going to back it. All of a sudden, Sony just and Sony's doing that now with the PlayStation 5. Like, where's your first party software? And that's what killed the Vita. Was after a couple, like, what, a year? There
Yeah.
was like no first party shit.
Yep.
You have all these IPs and you're waiting for third party companies to basically carry it. And then you wonder why the Vita kind of went, well, because we bought Vitas to play Uncharted and Gran Turismo
Yep.
and Little Big Planet and the cool fucking shit that those guys did. That's the reason we buy Nintendo. If you took Nintendo's games off of Nintendo right now, and Nintendo said, well, we got the Switch too, but we're not going to make another first party game for the next 5 years. Guess what happens to Nintendo? It's not that hard to figure out. I'm pretty fucking stupid, and I'll admit it, but even I'm not that dumb,
No.
right? But these guys get paid millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't know. They're definitely above my fucking pay grade. And they're doing shit that even a fucking 10-year-old Xbox fan could tell them. But again, you keep chasing Fortnite dollars and you keep doing stupid shit. You know, Google Stadia had the right idea. Google Stadia was ahead of its time. But guess why Google Stadia failed? Not because they weren't trying to do something cool and unique. I knew people that pre-ordered the fucking shit. And it actually, in principle, was a decent idea. But guess what? How did you expect the Google Stadia to actually sell when they were basically selling you the same games we were already playing on the Xbox and the PlayStation?
Yeah, that
They
was.
didn't have exclusive software. It's a no-brainer. Nothing sells if you don't give people a reason to buy it. And then at least in the Xbox 360 generation, we had way better online, and we had a
Oh,
way
hell
better party
yeah.
system than the PS3, right? So even that was a reason to
They
own
had
an
to add
Xbox.
the
Was like,
fucking-
yeah, you have way better internet, right?
They had to add the cross media bar in the fucking PS3. People don't realize that the PS3 never came with that cross media bar. They added that shit because Xbox was killing them. They literally had to change the dashboard because of Xbox.
That's what I mean. Like, see, like they had other reasons, not just outside of gaming. But if you're gonna start being like everybody else and you're putting all your shit everywhere else, and the competitors were catching up, but they weren't innovating, there you go.
Yeah, that was competition, man. That was bro. Xbox was kicking the shit out of fucking PS3 back in the
Yeah.
day.
And that itself is part of PlayStation's problem right now, because Xbox when Xbox more or less sort of threw the towel in and decided to do some stupid shit, PlayStation's over to like on cruise control. They're like, fuck, we don't even have to build a good fucking game. We don't need a game of the year contender for the next 5 fucking years because Xbox can't build one. And yeah, PlayStation obviously can't build a multiplayer game worth a bag of shit either. Let's see what Marathon does. I got a funny feeling Marathon's going to go down faster than a fat kid on a jelly donut. You know,
I think so.
I don't know.
I think
I
that's
hope
why
it's a Steam.
PlayStation's still messing around with the live service, because they're like, well, we don't have to worry about anything because of Xbox. Like, let's keep messing around.
Well,
and
now
see
they're
if we
getting
get a couple
Xbox's
hits with
fucking
this over
games
the
day
next
and
2
date.
years.
So they really don't have to fucking make anything now.
Yeah, so they might as well like, well, we'll keep trying, and when the PS6 comes out, if it doesn't work, then we'll go back to single players, which worked for us before. They could do whatever they want. It doesn't matter. Like they're fine.
Jim Ryan fucked up with the live service shit.
Oh yeah.
Man. Crazy shit. That's all I know.
Well, I'd say this about the 360. I mean, people were getting the red rings and they were still saying, they weren't saying, fuck this, I'm buying PS3. They're like, I got to get another 360. I got to be on Xbox Live tonight. I got to play with the guys.
Yep.
Yeah, send this
That's
back
how
immediately so I
powerful.
can get it back.
How powerful that brand was back then. That literally happened. I worked at Best Buy. People were buying second one. They're like, oh, I got the red lights. I'm going to send it in. And I'm just going to buy another one and play this weekend. And then when I get the other one back, I'll keep it as a backup in the closet or something. People, that's crazy.
Literally what happened.
Nobody would fucking do that today. If a PS3 fucking broke, I'd be screaming in PS3. If a PS5 broke right now, I'd be on here fucking screaming and yelling about it. I wouldn't be like, well, I'm going to go to GameStop tomorrow and just buy another one. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, fuck Sony. They're a bunch of assholes. They should know how to make these things by now. But man, the power of Xbox's brand back then during the 360 was insane. Absolutely insane. People bought a second one. They weren't even mad about it. They were like, I just got to get on Xbox Live tonight. You were all there
I
in the
know lots of
chat. You
people-
all know it.
Lots of people I know had multiple 360s. That's 100% true.
He's 100%. You guys are 100% right. It kind of sucked, but see, like that's the kind of commitment, and that's the kind of balls that Xbox used to have.
Yeah.
Was to walk into a boardroom and tell them, man, we got a problem. We have to acknowledge it. We can't mess around with the fans anymore. But we're gonna make it right by them. We're gonna give them back another fucking console. We're gonna admit we fucked up, and that's what I'm saying. That was the different time, and they need a little bit more of that right now. They just need somebody to have some balls and some conviction, and just be like, you know what, like. They know who their fan base is. Again, you got to stop trying to market shit to people that aren't fans. Netflix, your new Tomb Raider show is going to bomb. Do you know why? Because you didn't build it for Tomb Raider fans. You build it for I don't know. Look, I'm just trying to make a point. Like Sophie Turner, sweet girl, awesome, loved her in Game of Thrones, right? Go, all fucking fine and dandy. But you look at the picture of her in that suit. Nobody knows that's Lara Croft. If anybody walked in off the street and you said that's Tomb Raider, you go, what? That's the only way you'd even know. Well, she plays Lara Croft. You'd be like, well, if I had to guess that was a different thing, you'd be like, yeah. We're kind of in the same identity series with Xbox too. They don't know what they want to be. They're trying to be everything to everybody. And guess what? At the end of the day, you're nothing to nobody. That's what happens. You know, if you got a cat and he's trying to chase 20 mice, guess what happens? Eventually you catch none of them. Okay.
Yep.
That's what happens. And that's where we're at right now. Xbox kept messing around and they ain't catching shit. All they're catching is flack because they just don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Their studios don't know what to do. That's obvious proof. Rare's over there like, a new glass building. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah.
They're in the
See
barn. What are you
trees?
talking
Look
about?
up there. Yeah.
Rare got the solar
Like,
barn.
Right now. If it wasn't for Playground, thank God they bought Playground. Because if it wasn't for those guys right now, I think their fucking bacon would be completely like out the lunch.
And how long is
The only
Playground
people
going to
that can make a
last?
sensible fucking game. Yeah, right.
That's the
Yeah,
problem.
Long.
They're cutting all these studios.
If this
Sony just cut Blue Point. That's a big deal. They were going to work on a Bloodborne remaster. Like, what the fuck was that all about? That's the game everyone's been wanting. I don't care about that game, but we know people. Our guy Richard, he loves Bloodborne. He wants to remaster. He doesn't want to fucking buy a hack PS5 and make it 60 FPS. He doesn't want to do all that shit. Now he's going to have to.
The good thing for Playground is Playground can fall back on Forza Horizon. If all else fails, they at least got one game. So even if Fable comes out and it flops misery, which I don't think it will, but if it did,
Right.
they at least will have one of the two games that will probably be most likely be a big hit this year, right?
Yeah, well, hopefully they don't do this AI shit where they're like, oh, you know what, Playground, Fable flop before it's in, you're still fucked. We don't know.
Yeah, like that's the
Hopefully
key.
not.
Is where Fable's going to land on the review scale. That's the question, right? It looks good. I think most people would say they're excited about it. Where is it going to land? Is it going to be one of those that this game is everything we hope and think it's going to be, or is this going to be another one of those? It's like sub 80 again. Like just misses the mark.
They gotta hit with
Yeah.
that one. They really do, because
They
a lot
need-
of people waiting a long time for that game. So
Yeah, they need to market the crap out of that too, because if they don't hit within that first week, they're done. Throw it out the window at this point.
Fable needs to be everywhere. Fable should be at your local fucking McDonald's. Like they should, you know what I mean? Like they need to like pump it.
that's a good point. They didn't even market at McDonald's or anything. Burger King for their IPs, nothing. They just do
Nope,
his
they
Mountain Dew
used to.
shit. And they fucked that up
Only time
because
is just
Halo got delayed a
Minecraft.
year, so Mountain Dew was selling Halo Infinite shit, and Doritos were selling Halo Infinite stuff a year before the fucking game came out. Crazy.
And I look at Resident Evil. They're doing even more commercials. There's a new Porsche commercial out today with the actor that plays Leon. It's the stupid
Capcom.
car that has nothing to do with Resident Evil.
Capcom got what, like 25 fucking games out in the last like 10 years?
Mhm.
Getting
And they're
there at
still
this point.
marketing their shit. They had the Midas Touch, Capcom. I don't know how they're doing it. But they're getting these games on. They're quality. And they're getting new
That's what I've
IPs.
been saying. I said all of these Western studios. I don't know if it's because they're unionized or what the frig is going on, or lack of union. I don't know. But like, if you notice that the studios that are getting shit done right now are based out of China, Korea, and Japan. Everybody's pumping shit out. But over here, 5 years to make a fucking game. It's not like the technology changed that fucking much. You can't tell me that it's like 150 times harder to make a game now than it was on the 360 generation.
Noof, do you know that Google, and this has been going on for over 10 years. You know, Google, for their employees, they have an indoor roller coaster. They have nap time. I'm not kidding. You could literally just hang out, play games, do whatever, ride the roller coaster. There might be a petting zoo in there even. I don't even fucking know if that's true or not.
I think
As
that's just
long-
betting Herman Holtz.
As long as you
Probably a
work
couple rub and tugs in there and the whole 9 yards.
as long as you work a minimum of like 6 hours on your shift, they don't care what you do or when you do it. As long as you do it. They literally have an indoor roller coaster built in the fucking
I
Google.
spent 8 hours here today and I did 3 animations.
Well, that's why
There
the
you
shit's
go.
always crashing because nobody's fucking doing anything. They're all fucking riding a roller coaster and eating and shit.
I know. I've seen enough of these people, especially the Western devs, you know, when you see them on those, like these fucking developers and direct, and you're looking at them and already you're just like, yeah, I can't see you fucking putting in 8 fucking full hours a day. Like most
No.
of these people are hiring. They look like fucking jackass kids that we get out in our society nowadays. Fucking most of these kids that come out of my store, they can't even count. They don't know how to hand you back the right change, for fuck's sake.
Dude,
Like, they're lazy as shit, man. This generation is the worst I've ever seen in my life.
they come in and they don't want to pay tax
just-
because they don't know anything about tax. I'm like, they just hand me a 20. If
Fucking
something's
entitled.
$20, like, oh, here's a 20. I was like, there's tax on that. What's tax? Oh, I gotta pay tax. Yeah, you gotta pay tax because I gotta pay it.
Dude, I was asking the fucking kid the other day. I saw a fight coming up between so big UFC fight. I said, or not a UFC fight, a big MMA fight coming up. You knew Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano. He's like, who's that?
Oh man.
I'm like, oh my fucking god, man! Like seriously, like oh my god, it's like these kids. Oh, Halo, that's the guy from fucking Fortnite.
Oh god. Well, I see that with the
See
movie
what I-
reviews.
You see to me, you want to bang your head on a wall horse blinders on. Holy shit, man! I don't know.
See that all the time with these movies.
Yeah, eating pizza and riding scooters and fucking watching movies and shit. I'm pretty sure they're probably doing just about anything but making a fucking game.
No, sir.
Chinese
The only
food on the
cro-
roof.
Our
The only
generation.
crunch they know about is the only crunch they're aware of is eating a Nestle Crunch bar at their fucking desk.
Our generation ate pizza. Their generation eats Chinese food.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
rides the scooters.
Probably Chinese food and a fucking $10 latte at a Starbucks.
Frappuccino, a
but-
$30 frappuccino.
They have a
It
whole
takes them
sushi
there-
lineup going on there too.
Takes them their entire shift to drink it.
$30. Game Pass isn't expensive. I drink a $30 a day latte.
They
That's why they're
print the
satisfied.
Xbox logo on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're laughing, but Starbucks will make a $30 coffee one day. And these idiots will
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
buy it.
Oh, it's coming. I totally believe you. I totally believe you. I don't buy it because it's a status symbol. Oh, look at me. I got Starbucks. The coffee tastes like it just drained from your asshole, but I'll fucking drink it.
I mean,
Their
That's
coffee
got
is
some-
nasty.
buy this
Their fucking
$28
coffee's the
scone.
nastiest shit I've ever drank, man.
Ugh.
I gotta go and say, yeah, I'll take a Starbucks coffee, and can you give it to me with a half a bag of sugar before I can actually taste anything? Because that stuff tastes like it was burnt by fucking Satan's ass himself. Like seriously,
Yeah, so I
it's
don't
your own, I guess. If you like your fucking Starbucks, but I don't know what the hell what kind of taste buds you got going on.
these devs, I don't know, man. They just can't get it done. And they're getting laid off for it now.
Well, that's part of the problem here too, and this is probably where it gets compounded. Like this has to be something I'm sure that had to be brought up at meetings. Where's the progress from your studios for Game Pass to succeed? You know, if you're going to put content everywhere, that's fine and dandy. But for Game Pass to succeed, for Game Pass to keep people invested, you need content. You can't wait fucking 2 and 3 years to bring out a game. Sure, you're going to have a great year like what last year, 2025 was a banner year for Xbox where they had multiple games. But that's 1 year out of how many where they had like they basically launched a game almost every 3 months or so, right? Which
Right.
is fantastic. That would hopefully be the end goal. But that hasn't been the end goal.
Right.
You know, like this year, yeah, we're going to get those 4 bangers supposedly if they all come out. But after that, maybe next year, it's like, who the fuck knows? Maybe we don't see nothing now for the next friggin' 5 years after that, and they got to wait for third-party support to kind of carry the load. Yeah, Sony's doing it too. We're calling both of them out here. Sony's fucking dropped the ball too.
Yeah.
And again, I think they dropped the ball largely because they're watching what's happened at Xbox, and they don't feel compelled to build anything great right now. They're like, take your time because Xbox is not scaring the shit out of us.
That's
They've
the
given
thing.
up already.
There's no competition for them to
Right?
be worried about. You know what I mean? In fact, they have their games now. So it's like, well, we can work on Wolverine for another X amount of years to polish it up because we have Halo coming out this year on our platform, Fable, Gears E Day. They literally have all of Xbox's fucking Sony doesn't have to put any games out, which I think is bullshit because I bought a fucking PlayStation to play games like their games as well, but it's
They're
stupid.
still
The whole thing is
outselling
fucking
them
dumb. Everything's
with, like-
backwards because everyone's fucking worried about money and time and shit. It's like, just make the fucking games. We bought the consoles 5 years ago. There should be a shit ton of games on each one right now. Like, this is bullshit. Look at-
that's what I was saying in the past too. Is like they don't have any. Sony could just take the games with no development costs. Their machine is outselling Xbox anyway without their own games. What incentive do they have to make games?
But that's the
Call of
problem.
Duty, they don't have to pay
right.
for it.
But again, no competition. They're going to get lazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then
and
when
we're seeing
Xbox is
it
completely
happening
out
right
of
now.
it, when Xbox is completely out of it, it's going to get worse
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah,
Nintendo's
it's
not
bad.
fucking doing what Sony's doing, and Sony's not doing what Nintendo's doing. Sony's just going to fucking lay on its own ass. You need someone to kick someone in the fucking
Yeah, as long-
teeth. Look at Sega and Nintendo, man. Nintendo beat the fuck out of Sega. They slaughtered those motherfuckers, okay? But Sega put up a fight.
Yeah. Yeah, and let's bring up another one. Then you go and sign a deal with Asus to make the ROG fucking ally. What are they all coming back now? Record numbers of broken units already. Like that's a great look on you guys too.
And there's a rumor they're
Ooh.
doing the OEMs for the console.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just overcharge for this thing and fucking then everybody's got to warranty them right off the hop. Like that's the last thing they need in their fucking portfolio.
I'm telling you, man, it's not going to look good.
This ally caught on fire.
Phil Spencer's ass caught on fire this morning, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. I think
just
they
not
just
gonna work.
extinguished it. That's why they threw him out.
Do you think Sarah kind of stepped down because like she knew Phil was retiring and she kind of felt like she was on the hot seat maybe?
Well, I mean, if you go back to what Tim Dog tweeted back in June of last year,
Yeah.
He tweeted that Phil was going to retire and Sarah was going to retire as well because people in the company didn't like Sarah as much as they liked Phil or some shit. I don't know.
Hmm.
Everything that guy said was
Sure,
dead on. He
yeah.
was just off by like 2
I'll say,
months.
shout out to Tim Dog, man, because after he kind of, he started calling shit out, everybody called him crazy and he's in a nut job and he doesn't know what he's talking about, blah, blah, blah. They give him so much shit, the community.
The guy's a maniac.
And, like, he took a
Why'd
lot
he
of
fight
shit.
me?
Yeah, maniac and a conspiracy theorist and blah, 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 blah. And the crazy thing is you go back and look at what he said now, and the majority of it is almost spot fucking on. Like, kudos to Tim Dog, man. Again, because when you get that feeling, you get it in your bones, and Tim Dog knew enough. Tim Dog was around this industry long enough, wasn't just a diehard fan. Like, he knew people in the know. He talked to people. He's met some of these people. He knew a lot more than the average consumer knew, put it that way. And he could fucking see it was going. I mean, he even admitted to me. He told me off the air, he said, Noof, he said, if there's one thing you were ever right about, he said, and a lot of us shit on you for that too. He said, you said to everybody that Game Pass was going to be the ultimate downfall of this brand. And I stand by that, and I'm still standing by it. I think Game Pass is ultimately the biggest fucking mistake that these guys made because it devalues the brand. In my personal opinion, you guys can shit on me for it all you want, but it does devalue the brand. And you know, at the end of the day, we don't have enough time or money to play the games regardless. The backlogs are huge. But then to fucking put, you know, fucking $90 games, $300 million projects on a fucking game service for $10 a month or whatever, and you think that's really going to be this big be all end all that you thought it was going to be? People were buying games just fine before Game Pass. Sure, it was hard on the wallet, it always is, but people found a way. If you wanted a game, you went out and bought it. Maybe you were a little more picky about what you bought, or maybe you bought a few more games on sale. But like that's not Nintendo. Nintendo makes games, people buy them at full price. Where's everybody whining about that? These games are expensive. Oh, yeah, they're expensive, but you know what? You still buy them, don't you? Yeah, nothing had to change. This is the problem. This is where somebody along the line got that fruity loopy idea that this Game Pass thing, man, this is going to be like the best thing since sliced bread. Well, what works for Netflix? I'm sorry, doesn't work for a console. And here's the difference between a game and a movie. Movies take like an hour and a half or 2 hours. You can binge the fuck out of these things. Games, 20 hours, 40 hours, 50 fucking hours, and you expect people to play a shit ton of that crap? To me, yes, tons of value in Game Pass. Nobody will argue with that. That's the only thing I can tell you that is totally right. It's tons of value. If you're afraid to try new games, it's great. If you know, it is great value. Can't argue that one bit. Even at 30 something bucks, it's still phenomenal value. But what I'm saying is, the average Xbox consumer, the guys in this chat, the guys on this video, the people in your chat right now, were buying the games at full price before Game Pass. Regardless, we were buying the games.
Xbox
People that
360.
want Resident Evil right now. People are going to go out and guess what? They're going to buy Resident Evil for a price. Guess what? That game's not on Game Pass, but they're going to go out and pay their 80, 90, 100 bucks, whatever it is. Because you know what? They love Resident Evil. And guess what?
Yep.
They know it's not going to be in the service. So they're not going to sit around and wait for it.
Right.
Bottom line, it's not fucking rocket science. Right? You devalue your freaking brand by putting all your shit in there day and date. And that was the biggest thing. That's the one thing they should have changed. Guess what? They kind of did. Because they walked it back with the premium tier. See what they did with the premium tier? They upped the cost of the main tier, walked it back to premium. So now you don't get those day and date games on the premium tier in the middle class.
Right.
Right? You got to wait about a year. See, they kind of like really started to see it, admit that they fucked up, but they don't really say that they fucked up, but the fans can say that they fucked up.
They should have just fucking ended Game Pass. I mean, what was the big deal? Like when they started, when they first,
this is not working out.
Originally Game Pass was created, and a lot of people don't remember this, but I remember it because I was there. All right. Game Pass was created because they were like, well, if they don't buy the console, we'll give them the games and then they'll buy the console. That was the whole fucking point of Game Pass. They were trying to get more consoles in people's houses. The problem is, then it became like this big games as a service shit. And they were like, all right, well, maybe we don't need the console because we got it on PC now and everyone's buying it there. And that's when they did this Play Anywhere shit. Not Play Anywhere, but you know what I mean? Putting their games everywhere. Because they were like, it doesn't matter. We just want to sell subscriptions. It turned into a subscription service when it was supposed to just sell the fucking box. It evolved backwards. So I guess it was good for the consumers, us for a little bit, but it tanked the fucking brand. At the end of the day, I didn't see it while it was happening. I was like, "Wow, this is great." But
I can tell my wife,
hindsight's
I can tell my
2020.
wife to put her Xbox anywhere, but after a while, I won't want it.
Oh man,
That was the logic behind the Series S as well. They made it super cheap. They figured, oh, people buy this, get Game Pass.
not
And we get to
realizing
go.
that the devs were going to be dickheads
Yeah.
about making games for it, which they should have fucking cleared that with the devs before they went ahead with that. Remember when the 1X was coming out? What was the one thing that they kept fucking saying? We keep going to TV manufacturers to find out when the 4K fucking TVs are coming out because we don't want to sell this thing if nobody can buy a fucking 4K TV. And what was it that year? 2017?
2017, that was the big year.
That
for
was
all
the year where 4K TV started coming down in price. They did their research on that. They did their homework. But they couldn't do their homework with this. Like, I don't understand.
Well, now it's a cost prohibitive. The Series S is cost more money than a PS5 in most cases. The service is too expensive. That whole there's no point in even having a Series S anymore. Like, why are they even manufacturing it? It's like literally their
Well,
whole
you know what?
purpose of it is gone.
I'm gonna shit on the devs too, because the devs, they don't have to be lazy assholes and bitch about it. Their job is to develop games for platforms. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go halfway with that. Microsoft should have did their research with that, with the devs, and be like, hey, what do you think about this? But at the same time, the devs, if you're tasked to make something for a platform, you got to do it, man. You got to figure it out. So that's that. You know, I'll do 50-50 on that one, but still.
And you know what's funny? Here's the Switch 2, weakest console of the three currently going, right?
Right.
Devs don't seem to be having too many problems putting shit over there at the moment, do they?
No.
Because they
It's
see
low.
those
As a matter
dollars.
of fact, they're fucking lining up to get shit on the Switch because they're like, like let's get it on there. This is where the money's at, baby.
Yeah. Well,
Here's the difference, though. The install base is
Yeah.
projected to be so much higher than like a Series S. That why would you waste time over here when
Exactly.
you know you're going to be selling? Your market pool is so much larger on the Switch. That's why they're clamoring to make games for the Switch too, because they're like, holy crap,
Yep.
it sold 6 million units in 6 months. Like, we got to get our stuff on here.
Yeah.
And they're not just This is what I like about it too. They're not just throwing crap on there. They're actually getting stuff running
No.
properly, like Pragmata, Resident Evil.
But see,
like
that's it. When you think of it,
support.
the devs were technically almost having to do twice the work for Xbox. Because one,
nope.
they were sort of being like, well, you need to make something that's ultra amazing and it has to run really good and look really good for the Xbox Series X because it has the most power and our fans are kind of demanding it. That's what they bought. That's what we promised them. The best running games will run on Xbox Series X. And then at the same breath, you're going, but guys, you've got to take that super like version and you got to squeeze it into this little fucking white shit box over here. Okay? Which is gonna basically like the fans who really don't give a fuck wheat about 60 frames a second or any of that. That's the ones who are buying the Series X, okay, or Series S. They don't give a shit about 60 frames and 4K shit. They're just like, hey,
Hey, Dad, I need this because I can play Fortnite.
so they had to
Well,
make
you gotta-
bullets for that. They had to make stuff for that too.
You're doing all that work and you're only catering to 30 million people. It's like, well, why am I going to bother doing that when I could just make it for PlayStation and Nintendo and hit 200 million people?
Exactly right. Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the reasons with the one trailer that for RE9, that was all basically on Switch 2 that they were showing because they're like, let's just show how this thing runs right now and get people hyped. Like, hey, this thing runs great on the Switch 2. Let's just get going. Like, we don't need to show it on anything else. Just show it on the Switch 2, and people are already gonna be like, wow, that's how it runs on a freaking handheld.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's why they're in this position as well, is that they couldn't catch up in the boxes, selling the boxes. Then they jacked up the price, which is going to make it worse. And then now they're making a boutique console. It's like, it's not going to work.
The
It doesn't
problem
work.
with
We know
Xbox
that.
was, dude, that DRM thing killed them. That killed them. At the end of the day, that's what killed, because it drove them nuts. They couldn't figure out how to get the audience back, and they did everything they could to try to get the audience back. And they did it. You know, they got some of us back with the 1X and all that stuff, and they did good. They were doing what they were saying. That's why I didn't like. You know, the PlayStation guys were being stupid too. They were making a lot of dumb noise online. But at the same time, Xbox was proving those guys wrong. You know what I mean? They were like, you know, you guys.
The 1X shit on the PlayStation 4 Pro, man. Like,
Yes,
totally. I had a PS4
absolutely.
Pro. What a waste of fucking
They
money.
bought their fucking tech and put it in their own disk drive. They said, "Oh yeah, you're not putting a 4K player, 4K Blu-ray player in your own fucking console. We're gonna license it and put it in our console." That was a fucking brilliant move, man.
I love my 1X. It's just a bit slow, but outside of that, I still love it. It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that was a really good-looking machine. That's what the fucking console should look like. You know what I mean? But They were good. They were good up until a point, but they never recovered from that DRM thing because they couldn't figure out how to navigate. I'm just assuming they didn't have the right people in place.
Yeah, I don't know how it fell off so hard. Like the pivot needed to be done long before today. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, and these guys. Oh well, Phil Spencer saved the brand. Yeah, he threw a fucking life preserver to some lady in the ocean. She's gonna fucking die anyway. He just bought her an extra 10 minutes.
There's a lot of Xbox channels out there. There's a lot of Xbox channels out there making videos on Xbox, and there's a lot of negativity around it. Some of it rightfully so, some of it not. But at the same time, too much positivity on stuff is not good either because it gives off the wrong pretense. It sounds like, oh, the fans are happy with what we're doing. It's like, no, we are not. We're trying to be straight with you. We're trying to give you the heads up that we don't like your direction, and you should listen to the people that keep the lights on at the end of the freaking day. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. We
Like
say
Big
things.
Mac for years, and the person says, "Man, this Big Mac is
at
is awful.
RWK_88 has just tipped $4.99 through Super Chat. I heard with my ears Phil saved Xbox. I seen with my eyes he destroyed it.
Not sure about that sandwich. Well, you're not a Big Mac fan. Like you didn't buy them since like they came out. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just an analogy, but that's the way I look at it. Like the people that spend, and it's weird, right? Because I know the dollars add up over time. I mean, you got 2 million people spending, $10 on skins and shit in those games. That's all fine and dandy. It's revenue, right? But the problem is those people don't build your brand. They never cared about Xbox. They never cared about the unit they play. They just care about that 1 or 2 games that they're going to buy every year. And again, once you started catering to that crowd who don't give a shit, it's like the truck market. You don't try to sell a pickup truck to people that don't need a pickup truck. Right? Who do you make trucks for? Fucking dudes that need a fucking work truck to get a haul shit, get around. That's who you make a pickup truck. You make it for them and you cater to them. You don't make it to EV friggin' dipshits, that want a fucking economical friggin' thing. You're barking up the wrong tree. Like, this is the thing. You cater to your core audience first and foremost every time. The rest of the business will come. The rest of it should be treated as a sideline, and the money will still come. You're going to get it from both sides. Once you start catering, you to the people that spend the thousands like you, Perry, the people that are buying more than one console, buy brand new freaking games, day one, not waiting for every game to be on sale. You're the core. You're the guy that built the brand. Xbox wouldn't even be this far along if it wasn't for you buying the original Xbox One to begin with.
I bought all the
That's how it
collectibles. I
works.
bought all this shit. I bought one for the house. I bought one over there, like I said, for my mom to play Miss Pac-Man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I bought her fucking Game Pass for all that. Like, what the fuck?
Like, Frank, tell me this: who buys Nintendo first? Do you think it's the 10-year-old kid walking in the store paying $500 or $600 for that Switch 2? Who's
No,
buying it?
it's us. It's the people who've been playing
You.
it for 30 years that are, like you said, the core.
So how many games did Nintendo sell off the bat if they don't sell it to us first? They sell shit, right?
A lot less, because I
See
know
my
a lot
point?
of parents are not
You see
spending
my
that kind of
point?
money.
I know hardly anybody that's outside of my age group right now that owns a Switch 2. Period. And you know what they're all saying? And the casual kind of people, like I got some friends that I call casual gamers, they gotta wait for a sale. You gotta wait for the system to go down potentially. This is what I'm saying. You can't sell software if you don't sell the hardware. And who buys the hardware? Who gets the brand running? The sad part is about the software, and this is the catch-22, and this is the misleading part, right? When a console comes out, it's always at its lowest mass adoption, right? So your first year, you're only going to sell so many, maybe 10 million units, 12 million units. So say if your adoption's 10% of that, that's like a million games. The 10% of your 10 million, buy the fucking game. That's 10%. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you're always going to have some of those games. People, well, that game flopped. Like Ratchet and Clank probably didn't do as many numbers for PlayStation as they'd hoped. But of course, Flash is not going to do so many numbers because it came out during the launch time. There was like half as many consoles out there.
Yeah, yeah.
The sequel will probably do a lot better.
And the
sequels do
scalpers
better
had all the
because-
fucking boxes too.
Right? I don't know. These are just simple things that some people don't take into account. You know, when all this shit comes down, the core people spend the most money. We spend thousands, and we buy everything without question because we have faith in the company that they're building it for us. I know I sound like an ignorant, self-centered prick over here, but sometimes you do have to be an ignorant, self-centered prick because we are the ones spending the money. We're the ones saying, guys, this is what we're asking you for.
Yep.
We're asking you for Splinter Cell, but you're giving us Sphincter Smell instead. Okay? You see the point?
So,
This is like Ubisoft creeps crying, oh, our stocks are going down. We can't figure it out. No, because you kept making like 50,000 Assassin's Creed and
Yep.
you didn't do anything else. Like,
That's
you guys
exactly
wonder why fucking shit goes to head. We're telling you, did Splinter Cell not sell very well or something during the 360 era? Did nobody buy the damn game? Well, yeah, the last one came out and probably didn't do as well. You didn't have Michael Ironside. 2, you didn't market the game out of it. And second of all, you were already thinking about the next gen. So you toss the game right out the end of the gen, kind of flip-flopped a little bit on that one. And then you're like, oh, it didn't sell in 10 million. And dumbasses. See, even fucking Sega starting bringing back their old IPs. Guess what? Because they know it sells.
Yep.
Who's buying Shinobi? Is it a 10-year-old that never played Shinobi before? Very doubtful. It's the old Shinobi fans that are buying your new game. You see how this works?
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened with Capcom too. Everyone was like, "We want Mega Man, we want this." They were like, "No, F you, screw you, we're not doing it." They're like, "We want remakes of Resident Evil." No, F you. They were on the verge of going out of business. They started doing what the people asked for, and now look at them. Look at Ubisoft. They have no money. They put out Rayman. It's on the top of the eShop. It's like, we told you that's what we want. Why do you not just listen? Like, none of these companies ever listen until they're at the verge of it being in massive trouble, and then they go, "Oh, whoops, we should have listened to you." It's like, duh. Like, how dumb are you? Imagine if Nintendo said, "Well, the Wii U, it didn't really sell, so and all those games we had on Wii U were never going to make sequels." They were like, "No, the Switch has all this install base. Let's just port all that stuff over because now people are going to buy it." Like, they knew what they were doing.
Totally.
Ugh.
Yeah, they might leech you. They might take you to the cleaners and charge you more than you like to pay. But the bottom line is they're still going to sell a bunch of software.
Yeah. They're literally
Nintendo's
putting
not-
the
Nintendo not stupid. It's the Nintendo fans that sometimes a bit stupid.
that's the
Oh,
truth. Well, that's
we're
what I was
just
gonna
like
say.
They
we're just like yeah.
give it to me already.
Let's go.
Well, they're literally putting the ROMs of Pokemon Red, Fire Red and Leaf Green
Right?
on the Switch with like a little bit of Pokemon Home support, and everyone's like, "Take our $20." People are pre-ordering it in droves. It's like they just put a ROM on there, like, but we're all buying it because we're dumb. We want to connect it to
Right.
our thing or whatever. It's like so dumb.
Like, I can't even believe they made
Too
the
much.
Virtual Boy headset for the Switch too. Like, the Virtual Boy was the biggest flop Nintendo's ever had, and they're somehow thinking, yeah, people are going to buy this thing to play Nintendo Virtual Boy games. I'm like, yeah, buddy, not in a million years, bro. You can take that and stick that up your, where the sun don't shine.
Not for $100. I'm not. If it was like $25, I'd be like, sure. But
Exactly.
you know that there's
Jeez,
people
man.
buying it. So
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Nintendo's the first company that sold cardboard to people, so it's like, goddamn.
That's very true.
It was short-lived, but the bottom line is they sold it and put it on the shelf, and I'm still never forget that Christmas walking in and going, Nintendo has lost their damn minds. They were literally selling cardboard games and shit to people. And overpricing it for it, too.
Yep.
It's like, oh.
Your impression of Nintendo fans were just clapping. Yay, Mario Galaxy again. Yay. That's exactly what we all did. We did that. We all bought it.
We do. I'm as guilty as anybody. I can't sit here and go, yeah, it's not me. Oh, I'm as guilty as anybody for that crap. You know what I mean? Like, you're a sucker for punishment. I mean, heck, I bought Gears Reloaded. I've already played the game 3 fucking times.
We all did.
Got Gears of War, got Gears of War Ultimate, got Gears of War Reloaded, played it and beat it every single time. Like, we're just suckers. But the point is, we're suckers, but we're the ones who buy this stuff. They make it and think they're hoping to get new fans when they make this stuff. But the sad truth is, it's not the new fans that generally buy it. It's the old fans that roll it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But the people they focus on are the people that buy NBA 2K religiously every year, play Fortnite religiously every day. The same, and the sales prove it. Like, I hate seeing the sales charts because it literally looks like the Lemmings chart. It's the same shit ruling the top 10 every freaking year. Call of Duty, NBA, Madden, FIFA, Fortnite, Roblox. It's like, oh, and you wonder why companies don't even want to invest in making new software because nobody wants to play anything but these stupid live service crap games. I'm sorry. I know some people love them, and I don't even mind a match of Fortnite once in a while, but I think you see my point.
Yeah.
Brain dead activity, that's all.
Fuck.
And everyone's
It'd be
trying to
different
capture
if
the
it-
next Fortnite.
You know,
That doesn't work.
be different. At least I'll give Fortnite some credit. They really with all of their additions and stuff. They freshen up the game constantly. So I'll give them that credit. Like, they're really pumping money back in too. But like, their overpricing of the microtransaction is absolutely craziness. But people gobble it up, man. They gobble it up.
Yeah.
Right? For all the money that most of these kids spend on Fortnite, they could have bought like 20 games this year.
Went
Full
to
price.
college.
They could have went to college. That is absolutely true. You're not even shitting. There are people that have spent college fucking tuitions on Fortnite.
Well, we got a super
Anyway,
chat.
I digress. You got a super chat.
We got a super chat from RWK88. It played a little while ago. I heard with my ears Phil saved Xbox. I seen with my own eyes he destroyed it. That's from RWK88 with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, buddy.
Thank
You know my impression of that? It's like Phil Spencer running into a burning house, pulling the cat out, and he goes, "Ah, fuck! It's not the right colored cat." Throws
Oh.
it back to the window.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I saved it, and it's like, man, never mind. Gives it a
He
boot.
saved it for 5 minutes.
Yeah, it leaves the door open and it runs back in.
Oh, you forgot his treats. Let's go.
Oh man. RWK says,
And if Fable League gets canceled, I'm gonna fucking shit my bricks.
"Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't think they can cancel it at this point. Like, you got to do it."
Yeah, well, it's almost done now. They got to commit at least to this year's games, but beyond that, fuck, who knows?
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of questions to answer in the next few months to the rest of the year because we don't know where they're going right now with all this stuff. This just happened today, so it's just speculation on our part, but who knows what they're
probably
gonna
won't
do?
say much until Summer Game Fest.
Right. Who knows what the hell they'll show if they have anything to show. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh man, rough times in Xbox land. That's all I can say. Sometimes it's like, man, do I even hang on to my shit at this point? Like, just getting some.
No, hang on to it. Don't get rid of it.
Yeah.
Well, you only have one,
I'll
right?
take it.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I have my original Xbox, and I have the Series, and I have the One X. So
Just bolt them all to the
One X
floor.
is kind of pointless. Bolted to the floor.
I told you to do that.
You know why? There's a couple of reasons. Halo 5 is still exclusive to that console, and some of the backwards compatible games have frame boost.
True.
That's it. That's the reason
True,
I
true.
keep.
Well,
I'm
the
keeping
biggest
two I have left.
The biggest reason is if you ever want to fucking play it again, you gotta pay like $1,000 to fucking buy a new
Right.
one.
True.
So just it sucks. Believe me, I got a ton of them too,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to get rid of all of them, but I can't because all my shit's on there.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
Well,
really
I'm only
mad about
supporting
this.
gen.
That's what I'm really mad about this shit. You know, people will say, "Oh, you're just a Sony guy." I'm not a fucking Sony guy. I'm an Xbox guy. But the bottom line is, I'm fucking done. All right? You know, people, I don't know. I can make an analogy, but I just won't. But say you fucking live with someone and you just can't take the shit no more, whether it's mental abuse or whatever. You're just, one day you're just done. You leave. You're like, I'm fucking out. You know what I mean? Like that's the point that I'm at with Xbox. It's like, I love this thing, but they don't love you back. And what the fuck am I sticking around for then? And now with this lady, she's going to be the yes lady. So how long until Satya goes, "Oh, just fucking turn all that shit off"? And then guess what? We have no library left.
It's coming.
I'm not saying that will happen, but what happens if it does? And then what are these guys going to defend? Are they going to streak in the Super Bowl naked for fucking Xbox when that happens? No, you're going to look like a bunch of fucking idiots. And I'm going to fucking be pissed even more because I lost all my shit. I'm not going to be celebrating, "Oh yeah, Sony ruled." No, I'm going to be like, fuck, I just lost all my games on there. Paid. $1,000, 1,000 games on my account. Paid. No free codes. I didn't get sent fucking codes. I didn't get on that, and that's fine. I'm not jealous. I buy my
Road
shit.
trips.
But the thing is,
That's what sucks.
if we would have known a little bit ahead of time, I could have navigated. But they kept doing this shit where they dangle the carrot. "Oh yeah, no, it's coming. Don't worry, Perfect Dark. It's coming." Oh, is Mental in there? Oh, he's not in here.
No, I didn't see him.
Somebody typed his name. RWK typed his name. All right. I thought he came in and he said hello.
He's just joking.
I feel like I had to start completely over.
My analogy in the chat is spot on, but I didn't want to say that live.
Hey, this is Xbox Goes to Hell. You can say whatever the hell you want.
It's gross.
You're only PG on Sunday mornings.
I said Xbox is like your old lady who used to keep her badge just for you, but you come home to find the whole block having a turn because it's so good she needs to share it with everyone.
That was above my pay grade.
Yeah, I feel like I had to completely start over because I had my whole library on Xbox, and as the past 2 years has been going on, I got to the point where I just wrote it off, and I'm like, well, I'm starting over here because
I wish I could just sell my account. People can do that.
Yeah,
they sell their account, even though it's against terms of service, but people do it anyway, and nobody cares. Game Pass Family Plan was the ultimate carrot. That's what RWK said. Yeah, that was some bullshit, wasn't it?
Yep, never happened.
Are we getting that family plan? I think we are. Well, that's 7 years ago now, buddy.
It's coming.
PC Pass is about to merge with the other one.
Yeah. I don't know. Good old Phil. So, I mean, getting back to him.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just make one Game Pass tier. Get rid of the all your big games. Leave those as they are. They can go in Game Pass. Just do the premium tier. That's it. Do the fucking premium tier.
Did you hear what they're doing?
Like the couple. No.
They're getting rid of Game Pass PC tier, and they're just going to make it ultimate. So no matter what, you got to pay the $30.
What?
So you're going to lose more people on PC. That's what I'm saying. Like, do they even know what the fuck they're doing at this point?
Oh my lord!
PC people ain't paying $30 a month for fucking game. They'll just crack it.
No, they ain't.
You literally, I don't know if you know this, Noof, but every fucking game that goes into Game Pass, it gets cracked. And it usually gets cracked the minute it hits early access. Like, you know, when you could pay extra to play Forza like 5 days early? It usually gets cracked then on PC, which means people could just fucking buy it. They could download it for free, not buy it. Play the whole fucking game and be done with it before the fucking regular people have access to it. They're paying for it. That's what I'm saying. Like, this shit just doesn't make sense.
No, that in itself, and that's something my good buddy Crap Gamer always said, and I gotta agree with Crap, whether love him or hate him, but he said years ago, he says sucks because the Xbox community put a lot of money into the console ecosystem, but
I
the
did.
console player has always gotten treated like a second-class citizen,
Yeah.
right? Always the last ones to get any benefits and stuff like that. It's like we're funding everything for you guys, and you're just like giving everything over to the PC crowd that basically scams and rips off your shit anyway. Like
Yeah.
I knew guys when I grew up. I knew guys that grew up back in the day had their PCs, and they'd be like, "Well, I don't buy it. I don't. They're like, yeah, I burn all my games or rip my games or they pirate their games. They go because games are expensive." And I said, yeah, I totally get it. But I said at the same time, I said, I bet you if that game was 25 cents at the store, you'd still rip it off because you knew you could. And they never really argued me with that. And I'm like, I fucking know you would. That's how cheap and lame you guys are. Because even if it was 25 cents, you wouldn't give 25 cents because you'd rather, well, I can just rip it for free.
Right.
Right? That never changes. I'm not saying they're all like it, but some of the PC crowd, they literally are scumbags. They're part of the reason the gaming industry is in the state it's in. It's bigger, so.
Yeah.
Now we have to pirate to try stuff because you'll buy a game and it's broken and you can't even play it for 3 months. So
or
like,
sometimes the pirated copy runs better than the fucking actual game because of the DRM.
Sometimes the mods are better than the freaking games they're putting out. And I like it when those mods, when they take the girls that they made ugly and they make them fucking sexy as all hell in the games. Have you seen the really good looking one they did for Tomb Raider?
Oh yeah, you could do
like,
that.
I think it's like Rise of the Tomb Raider or something like that. And she's actually got like a double D chest, and she's like a lot hotter. And she's like, damn, that's the version I want to play.
You want to play Naked Leon in Resident Evil?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Naked Lady D.
There's so many nude mods for Resident Evil 2. It's crazy. Like you literally have to turn the filter like on in order to not see that shit.
The nude mods. Yeah.
You're laughing, but if I send you the website to go to, you'll be fucking on that thing all night. You'll be like, I think I want to build a PC tomorrow.
Is there a nude Nemesis mod where he's just chasing you with his?
Oh my god!
There's nude everything.
Where's Goof been? We haven't seen him in months.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the guy from Resident Evil 2 chased her in the house. He's completely naked.
They have that. They have all that shit. I'm not even kidding.
Naked Jack Baker.
They have a fucking guy
in the family
in
RE2 7 instead of a chainsaw, he's chasing with a giant dildo.
In RE2 fucking remake, the guy you could put like a guy in like a USA like American flag thong, and he lifts up the fucking airplane and he's chasing her around the building. You could do that.
Noof's gonna get a bill tomorrow. He's gonna be like, "Why'd somebody spend $2,000 on my credit card?" And it was his dick buying a PC while he was sleeping.
Watching your stream Evil that time with fucking Shrek as a chainsaw guy, that was priceless in itself.
Yeah, I love that mod. I got Shrek as the ogre too, and I hope to fucking Christ that Shrek is modded into RE9 because I'm there all the way when that happens. Got to do it.
Oh, that'd be great.
Put Shrek
Take
in
Horizon
RE9.
Zero Dawn, put Donkey in the game. She's riding Donkey.
That's a different type of
See
game.
that rock over there? That's a nice rock.
Looks like an angry Tyrannosaurus.
They literally have adult mod filled. Yes, I have to turn that on because there's so many fucking nude mods I don't want to see. So you can get a naked Sadler in RE4 remake. It's not something I wanted to ever see in my life, but some crazy guy made it.
In his hand anymore.
Call of Duty was smart. You'd have put Jesse Ventura's character from fucking Predator in one of their games. That'd have been awesome.
Well, I mean, I don't want to see him naked.
Make your goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Noof, do you have the PlayStation Portal? Asked Dizzy Delta.
Yes, sir.
He does. Okay. El Nini, what's up?
Provide it. Why is the other spoken?
What the hell are you doing? Are you waving
New
goodbye
for
to
me.
Phil Spencer, Frank? I mean, what are you doing?
No, I was trying to
Hey.
focus my camera, but
He got
Oh,
all
there you
hot and bothered with all that talk. His camera was fogging up.
We have a Phil Spencer video to play real quick. It's a new song. I can freaking
I
find it.
can see you guys on the screen.
We're going to be able to hear it.
Screen.
What is that? Oh, that's the Portal. Okay.
PlayStation Portal.
As long as the Portal and not the PlayStation porno, I think we're okay.
That's the portal to hell that Xbox is going to.
Just nuked our account by
That was
playing
the great-
porn on his Portal. Showing
That
it.
was the greatest feature ever of the original PSP was getting on the internet.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something funny, Noof, okay? So SmackDown used to come on UPN 9 over here back in like 1999, 2000.
Right?
I'm watching SmackDown and the news that would come on after SmackDown, the 10 o'clock news or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They would have these shitty clickbait headlines before clickbait was really a thing. And they were like, oh, check out there's an issue with the new PlayStation Portable instead of PlayStation Portable. Apparently some kid put porn on his PSP and was like showing it to his friends on the playground. But you see like the clickbait, like PlayStation Portable, making it seem like Sony was selling people porn or something.
remember they did. They used to do anything back then and just like lie about. Like, remember they had the Animal
There's Ernie
Crossing
Anastas
expose?
on UPN.
It's crazy.
Granny knew that guy, by the way.
I saw the one where they were doing Animal Crossing. They're like, this person could be anyone, and it's the turtle mayor. It's like that's an NPC. It's not a real person. Who knows who this creep could be? And it's just like a little turtle.
Your children are playing with.
All right, let's play this video real quick. This way we can try to wrap up in a little bit.
I sent you some more photos too, by the way.
Okay, I don't even know what the name of this photo is that you sent me because I can't take it off the screen. Is this it? That's it. Okay. All right, can I get this thing going here?
Yeah. Feeling Sarah out the door like bye-bye. Booty got the keys like my time. Game pass flat like a soda on the nightstand. Stock chart looking like a Joy-Con in the right hand. Sat you in the office doing Lil Rich dance. Pretty good quarter, guess we cutting all the Twitch fans. Phil lost the power armor, Sarah lost the badge. Your Chima's all pop, last one say you got sacked. Mad Booty walked in, feet on the gold rug. Commotion so big, he need a U-Haul for the mud. Game pass deflated, air hit slow. Green box leaning like a 3-ring stove. Consoles melting, plastic indicate. Dashboard lagging like it never got a day one patch. Xbox in the shitter, that's the quote. Message boys cry, fanboys cope. It's over, it's dead. That's all she wrote. Get over it, homie, take the L, hit the road. Series X looking like a thrift store fan. Used to light the room, now it's Doors top brand. Halo armor rusting in the backyard shed. Controller on the couch like, bro, we dead. Phil packing Funkos in the cardboard box. Sarah in the lift scrolling job board stocks. Satchel pouring chai from a platinum pot. Booty, you in charge, make it little get dropped. Oh man. Game pass deflated, air hit slow. Green box leaning like a 3-ring stove. Consoles melting, plastic indicate. Dashboard lagging like it never got a day one patch. Xbox in the shitter, that's the quote. Message boys cry, fanboys cope. It's over, it's dead. That's all she wrote. Get over it, homie, take the L, hit the road.
That was it. That was a short little new song. Crappy stuff from AI. What do you have? You got pictures to send me here? What the fuck is that thing? Oh, okay. Noof might really laugh at this one. I don't know.
Good ones in there.
Oh, those guys are totally next. Like, there's no way. There's no way that these guys are going to keep working there. Hang on, Noof. What the hell did these things say? Okay, right here. There's Jason Ronald crying because he's next. So when they fire this guy, is he going to have to shave his beard and hand it in before he leaves?
Yeah, they cut it off because it's company property. They just trim it right there. He's sad because his friends left.
By myself.
Yeah, I don't think they left by choice.
His friends.
If they were real friends, they would have stuck around.
Aaron Greenberg's gonna hurt me now because no one's here to protect me.
Well, it looks like Satya already got mad at this guy because he's pointing at him. Where the
He's
fuck is the
definitely
marketing budget?
Well, if Asus is making the hardware, they really don't need Jason Ronald anymore, I guess.
He can go.
He's going to be working at McDonald's. It's Jason Ronald McDonald.
He'd be the first
Like
guy to
that's
actually
down to
fix
the
the
base.
ice cream machine. They hired him fix the fucking ice cream machines, which are always broken.
They're broken because his beard gets caught in them.
Clocked up with hair. Ew.
Like Kellen Goodburger, where he's got the strawberry shake all over.
It's not the McFlurry, it's the McBeardy.
This is the 5th motor we've went through this week. His hair just keeps burning out the motor.
That's nasty. They're going to find that guy. I don't even know. The escalator's going to pull his beard hair in, and that's it for him. It's a final destination
Beards are
moment.
cool. Beards are cool until they look like somebody electrocuted like a bag of pubic hair. You know what I mean?
Shit.
Well, that's what caused the red ring crisis. Was his hair was getting caught in the thermal paste. And
He
it
wasn't there
cooling
for that.
properly.
He wasn't the designer of that. Come on.
Well, he was secretly working
No.
behind the scenes.
He was walking around the warehouse.
His beard was walking
was
around
like
the warehouse. His
he was
beard's
like
like the
Vince Russo.
symbiote from Spider-Man. It just attaches to a host.
It's random people with beards all of a sudden because of symbiote.
Well, remember Eddie Brock's in jail and the symbiote like drips on fucking Cletus Cassidy, becomes Carnage. That happened at Microsoft. His beard hair got on the guy. And
He's taken over.
they're cleaning the house. I don't know, guys. I don't know what the hell's going to happen.
I think Matt Booty is like 100% playing ball with them, and that's why they kept him. He's just like, sure, I'll do whatever you want. Like, he doesn't care. He's not pushing back on them.
Well, these guys are like Shang Tsung. Like, they're just bowing down to Shao Kahn just to live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Well, I could say this: good fucking riddance to Phil Spencer. Like this Phil Spencer. I don't know what happened to the other guy from the 1X days, but fucking Skeletor over here, he fucked up big time.
Yeah, because
It feels that Summer Game Fest.
Man. You know, the end of the Xbox One generation, like I said, and the Xbox One X, we call it. That was a love letter to the hardcore fans.
Hell yeah, that's what it should have been at launch. But at least we got it.
And then we got this great Series X. I mean, like, you know, it wasn't a power. Like, we didn't believe in the console. I mean, it's a phenomenal piece of tech.
Yes,
there's no question about it. But it took too long to utilize it. Most companies didn't optimize for it. Because again, they always optimize for the lowest common denominator or the most popular one, which every generation has basically been the PlayStation. But we see what happens when some devs go out on a limb and say, you know what, we believe in the Xbox and we're going to build stuff for it. Remember the original Xbox? I mean, how many games never even made it to the PlayStation 2? Not because the devs didn't see they couldn't make more money, but it's because, again, the tech wasn't there to support the games. I mean, you had stuff like Chronicles of Riddick, you had Ninja Gaiden. Stuff never went to PlayStation, you know,
right?
Went in the PS3 era, but this is what I'm saying. And yeah, sure, the gaps might have closed down the stretch or whatever, but you know, like I said, I have the One X and I had the PlayStation 4 Pro, and honestly, I felt like for me, like when I bought that PS4 Pro, like it was a waste of money. I just wasn't really seeing the big deal with that thing.
Yeah,
but with the One X, I was like, man, this thing is impressive. And most of my games were at 4K. The HDR was popping. the games looked incredible, and the companies that did kind of utilize it, man, the shit was just rocking.
Yeah.
The back and pat stuff even looked better on it. Everything was rolling.
Yeah, and they did the frame boosts and all that. It was fantastic. Like, they were listening. They were getting things done. That's why I didn't, I didn't shit talk them, because it was like, all right, they're doing everything they said they were doing. It was only around the time with right before the 4 games. I think it was like that, like September. They did something happened, and they didn't come out and respond. And I was like, I made a joke on the air. I was like, wow, it seems like they don't care anymore or something. And then they did, and a few months later, they pulled the shit with the 4 games where, like, the rumor came out that they were going to announce the 4 games. And then that was when they got caught with their pants down, and they were like, well, you're going to wait another week for us to tell you what's going on. And I'm like, that's weird, because usually they just tweet and say, no, that's not true, or that, yes, that's true. But now they're telling us to wait. And it's like, all right, we wait, and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to put 4 games on there. Don't worry, it's not everything, blah, blah, blah. And everything's on there now. But it's just, man, enough is enough with the fucking lying and shit. Just rip the fucking Band-Aid off. Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah, it's time.
Stevie?
Like I did already.
Stevie, you actually sold your Xbox to get a PlayStation. What was going on with all that?
Well, I already had the base PS5, but my Series X just sat there. They're offering more money than I paid for the stupid thing, and I just decided it was time, and it wound up being a great decision. I got $420 for the Series X, and now I got a PS5 Pro, which runs better than anything. This world's strongest console now.
Well, there you go.
So, yeah, I obviously definitely don't regret that decision. I just ripped off the Band-Aid and made the move, and it's paid out pretty well.
Yeah.
One should do the same.
Well, I don't have a DeLorean, Doc Brown, or else I would go back and be like, hey, don't buy shit on that thing.
Yeah, well, buy Doc Brown in the Fortnite, and you can do it.
I already got him.
Yeah, I've got, like I said, I think that's a lot of reason for most of us why we haven't ditched the Xbox, because we have a lot of money tied up into it, digital
Yes.
controllers, you know what I mean? Like the whole 9 yards.
That's why I'm mad. People think
rid of, like,
people think I'm like fanboying. It's like, no, I'm fucking mad. I'm legit mad that I spent my money on the fucking on that brand. All my games are tied up there. You know what it's like? Now I'm starting to get used to the fucking DualSense controller, which I never liked that controller before. Now I can't put it down because I've been fucking using it all the time. I don't even want to use an Xbox controller. An Xbox makes the best fucking controller known to man. Like, this is changing me at this point. It's like I'm like totally like distant from that. And usually that doesn't happen because I'm a multi-console gamer. I'll play anything with any controller, not a big deal. But it's like, man, I don't want to deal with the fucking D-pad. D-pad's great on the Xbox, but it's just, I haven't been using it lately. So it's like, I don't even want to deal with the D-pad. It's just weird. It's a weird thing. I don't know.
I feel the same way because I didn't even want to play. I had the Series S in the bedroom. And I didn't even want to play it because I'm like, I'm not going to buy anything on here. I don't have Game Pass. It was literally useless. If I wanted to sit in my room and play a game, I was like, well, what am I going to do? So then that's why I traded in and got the other PS5. But it just got to that point where there's no reason to have it anymore.
Yeah. Whatever.
This was one of the first years too that, like I see in the background, they got that FanFest jersey, or whatever. This is one of the first years too that they got rid of FanFest, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They didn't have it this year. Like there's a lot of weird things, and you look at it, it's almost like there's writing on the wall long before the writing actually showed up on the wall. You know, like just a lot of weird little things have been going on. The
Oh,
whole
yeah.
industry
Red flags
itself,
you
it's not,
avoid.
it's not just Xbox. I mean, the whole industry. I think even some people, Victor Lucas and a few other people that I know, like have kind of alluded to it. The whole industry, especially from the Western side of things, just feels like it's in some kind of a weird circus right now. Like it's just something's messed up here. It's like I said, because Sony's fumbling the ball, and Xbox has been fumbling the ball, and a lot of Western developers are either getting closed down or laying off, and they're fumbling the ball. Like I don't know what's going on, but something's definitely awry here for an industry that claims it's one of the biggest profitable industries in the world. That's in the billions. That's kind of weird. Like I always said too, it's kind of weird that gaming is supposed to be this massive industry, but yet it can't even sustain a magazine anymore. Like you can't even go to the newsstands and buy a magazine on gaming, but you can go to the friggin' stores and find 5,000 books about home improvement and shit. You know what I mean? Or cooking books. It's like fuck, like you know what I mean?
They
Nobody
still make magazines.
Make a magazine. Like it's weird, man.
They still make magazines. There's a shit ton of them at the supermarket. Problem is, there's like no gaming magazines. Nothing.
That's what I mean. There's no gaming mags. Like you think that not even one person can sustain one gaming magazine? It's not like you get a lot of competition anymore. You pretty much EGM would just come back. Yeah.
Oh, I love EGM and GamePro. I grew up with both those.
Oh, they were my religion. Next Gen magazine. I used to have them all, man. I got everything you could get.
Game Fan, all that shit. Every PSM.
The official Sony PlayStation magazine. I had the official Xbox
magazine. The Xbox, it would come with demos. I used to buy they were $10 but you got a demo disc. So hell yeah, it was there.
Yeah. And then you kind of saw the writing on the wall there when Xbox Live Arcade started getting big. You're like, yeah, the demos are going to die because now they're putting all this shit on the service, right?
Right.
Sometimes you get the demo on the disc, and it's like, yeah, that was on the Xbox. Demo was on the Xbox Marketplace like 2 months ago. And these guys are just putting it on there. Obviously, you're always behind the curve with a magazine because you got to write it like 2 or 3 weeks ahead because by the time it gets published and shipped out, which is always their current news is old news. Back when they were popular, that's all we had. So the internet really changed how that industry went. But I still think you could still have a gaming magazine that can be totally successful.
Yeah, you definitely can.
I'd buy one. Like I would still buy one every month if it was there to buy. Because I like looking at it. Like I'm a physical guy. Like sitting down on the couch sometimes just chilling, having a cold soda.
Right.
Flip a magazine and look at it. Something about that tangibility. Like I don't really want to be looking at a cell phone screen or stuck in front of a computer all the time and that sort of shit. Like trying to read shit.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Right?
I miss Nintendo Power.
Nintendo Power is another one.
GameStop was trying to push the Game Informers, and of course they screwed that up for everyone.
Oh man.
Game Informer is supposed to be coming back though. I just don't know what the launch date is.
I don't know. I didn't even know it was coming back.
Yeah, it was announced a while back that they were trying to get back into it. So I'll look it up. I'm pretty sure they're coming back. I just don't know when their launch date is. Like when they're supposed to bring the magazine back.
Very interesting.
Might be only in certain territories. Who knows?
Any questions in the chat?
Power.
Any questions in the chat? What are you saying, Stevie?
I was going to say the next magazine's going to be called Magnus Power.
Oh, God.
Magnus Power. The Xbox Magnus condoms.
Magnus.
We want you to be safe when we're giving it to you in the airs.
Maybe they want to be safe. Who the hell knows?
Oh, the times we're in, man. The times we're in. I got some shithead online taking shots about me again. Keeps fucking calling my dead channel. It's fucking hilarious.
Well, I'll say this. How long do you give this before they fold? A year, 2 years, 6 months?
2 years tops.
Frank?
Xbox either sells off all their assets to people or like all their studios and stuff. Somebody buys them up or whatever, probably like 10 cents or some fucking shit.
Right.
But I think they're almost out.
if they're not totally gone by then, probably January 2027, they'll be like wrapping up. That'll be like the end of it. I'll give it like less than a year, because that's when they make all the cuts and they're gonna know if this is gonna work or not within the next 11 months. So that's it.
Well, Stevie, what do you think?
I'm gonna say probably beginning of 28. I think they're gonna call it quits once with the PS6 comes out, because that's gonna be the new gen. They're gonna want no part, and they're just gonna be like, all right, that's it. We're dissolving. Maybe they'll still have some IPs, maybe they won't. Nah, that's about it.
Well, I think this move was made so they could do things a lot quicker. I'm gonna go with let's do 1 year from today. We'll see where they're at. Because they're not gonna fucking fold if they got like Gears coming out and Halo coming out. You know what I mean? Unless they decide to just fucking pull the plug. I don't even know, but I'll give it another year and we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, I mean, as far as hardware, like the game, I think they'll still be making games, but I think there's gonna be no new hardware.
I think they'll be making games just for years to come. No problem with that. But I think manufacturing and all that other shit, they're probably just not going to touch anymore.
Yeah, there's no point.
Right. And Magnus, you know, again, if they cancel the Magnus, and again, that guy Tim Dog was spot on. Because I think Magnus was Phil Spencer's project. I don't think that was I don't think Microsoft cares about that shit. Any chance Xbox Rise from the Dead, like the Undertaker, says the Milkman. Milkman, what's up? I doubt it. This is like the Urn. Nobody can escape the Urn at this point.
There's no it's too far out. They can't, unless they pull the plug on their whole strategy and just make a box with the games again. They're not going to do that. They're too far into this other thing. It's just not going to happen. There's no way. They can't tell the shareholders, yeah, we're just going to go back to what we were doing 10 years ago. It's not going to happen.
But those people that invest in that company don't even know anything about Xbox from back then either. They're probably completely clueless. They're probably like, wait, what's your business model?
Yeah, they're not going to do that. The cat's out of the bag. The genie's out of the bottle. It's over.
Well,
Bill taps out.
I know you can catch Noof Nukem this Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern for Crazy About Gaming.
Yes, you can. Looking forward to it. Episode number 4. And guess what's even better? The man that sits above me on the screen is going to be my special guest this week. The one, the only, the Game Complainers will be to join me. Yes, we will probably talk briefly about this major piece of news. I think it'd be a disservice not to at least bring it up. But I'm not here to... I think I've said my piece tonight, and I've certainly said, anything that of ill will. Like I said, I'm kind of saddened by it. Maybe it was due. Maybe it's a long time coming. But at the same time, like I said earlier, Phil, and maybe not so much Sarah, but Phil has certainly been like a part of our journey, like along the way.
Yeah.
Like I said, good or bad, he's been a part of a lot more good memories than he's ever been a part of the bad memories. I said, a lot of us just wish we could forget the last probably 2 years in particular.
Right.
But prior to that, we all had the belief that the man was steering the ship in the right direction. We all believed that he had the best gamers interested in heart. Perhaps he did. And for the most part, I think he really did. The people that have told me, like the people that have met him personally, say he's a pretty genuine, down-to-earth kind of guy. He's a likable dude, which I think is why he's lasted so long in the business, But it is, at the end of the day, it is a business. And it's $1 billion business. And Microsoft has made a lot of investment for better or for worse. And they have really dictated the way they want to run the company. And I don't think it's, run with the certainly the core gamer in mind like it used to be. We used to be the focus, and the rest was kind of like the, was a bonus. And now, like I said, you start chasing different targets, and the boardroom starts making most of the decisions. And like I said, you can have all the great intentions in the world. It's politics are the same way. Everybody runs on certain promises. Everybody runs on certain things. And then they get elected and they realize they don't have unlimited budgets to play with, and they got to make hard decisions. And they know that no matter how much you please one side, you're going to piss the other side off at the same time. And I think gaming is not so much different. And I think this, Phil put him out there, and I give him credit for that. Phil put himself out there because like he was active on social media, and he did play games with people, and he did interact with the public, which made him sort of like very likable, but it also made him sort of like public enemy number one. He was an easy target. Like I said, he's been, how many memes and stuff have we seen about Phil in the last few years alone and stuff like that? I'm sure he's had a good laugh at a lot of them. Have probably been like, well, that one's pretty creative, or that one's pretty awful, whatever. But that comes a part of it being the public eye. So I just wanted, I do want to say thank you, Phil, for your years of service, and at least resurrecting Xbox from where it was at the time to kind of resurrecting. But like I said, it's kind of weird. It's like I said, but the cat analogy, it's like you saved the cat from the burning house only to throw it back in before you were done. And I kind of feel that's where we're at. Now it's up to this other lady to see where, if she's going to take the fire hose and put out the flames, or if she's literally going to toss a can of gas on it. And this is what every one of us now is like. We hope for the best. Some of us like what she's already saying, but what does that really mean? And at the end of the day, is that just her? Is that her thoughts being put in her head by people? Does she speak for the fans really? Or is it at the end of the day, is she just going to, once she gets entrenched, she goes, yeah, I don't really have much say in this. I just got to oversee things, and Satya, the bean counters, are going to call the shots. But we'll briefly bring this up on Sunday morning. And don't forget, this is the last week as well to enter to get your drawing on this little puppy right here. So somebody's going to win that on episode 5. So the RG portable console, a lot of great games on here. I think you would like it. So
nice.
Yeah, see you on Sunday morning, Perry.
Yeah, I'll see you then. Mental 9R's in the chat. What's going on, Mental?
What's up, Mental?
Checking to see how the Xbox are doing because he's home laughing.
I agree with him. A lot of people were saying, oh, Sarah's going to take over Phil. I never got that vibe. And he said the same thing in the chat. By the way,
anytime I heard her talk, I never heard any like enthusiasm in her voice. She was just kind of like dull and just kind of reading the cards.
Right. By the way, Noof, Mental said he wants to try to make time to be on your show. So maybe
I'd definitely love to have Mental on the show.
So touch base with him at some point.
Definitely gonna get Mental on the show. Plus, we got to meet at some point too, Mental, by the way, since we're like literally like a half an hour's drive from each other. We haven't met each other yet. It's crazy.
Oh, well, Mental, you got to go to his house.
Got to bang out his windows at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I invited them over a couple weeks ago, but they didn't bother to show up.
Sounds like Fred.
Well, Mental, he did show up. He was at your house at 3 o'clock in the morning trying to bang on your windows.
That's what that fucking crazy guy was.
It's not. See, you're just so used to Sasquatch throwing rocks at your house at 3 o'clock in the morning that you're like, oh, it's just Sasquatch. But it was really Mental this time.
Mental wanted to bang on the window, but he saw those cats that you have, and he goes, why does he have lions in the house? And he ran away.
A moose outside.
He got scared. They remind him of some orange toupees.
Oh, man.
Keeps leaving all these Pilsner cans outside of my house.
Nutella spread needs to go. Also, honestly, Nutella spread. That's what you're calling him.
He's not going anywhere, man. His heels are dug in. He's staying.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's the guy.
Thatcher reminds me of a bald version of Mr. Burns. Just doing this.
Oh yeah.
Yes, look at the money. Look at the money you're rolling in. Yes.
Huh?
I guess Phil Spencer. I guess Phil Spencer was Smithers. I guess. Why does Smithers always want to sleep with Mr. Burns? Like, what is the fascination with that? Like,
yeah,
he's hot.
It was.
He's probably impressed by the size of his nose.
Yeah, look at that thing. It's all pointy.
Looks like a pickle.
Cam May, what's up, buddy? Every time he finishes up at work and comes in, we're about to leave. It's funny how that works.
You can rewind it.
Yeah, he can rewind. We're here. But yeah, we were joking around earlier, and even in the stream before there, we don't know this guy Phil Spencer personally. We have no idea. He's probably a nice guy. No one's ever debating that. But when it comes to business, I think the guy just sucks. He just sucks at business. He just sucked at his job, and that's okay. A lot of people aren't that great at their jobs. I just don't like the whole thing about dangling the carrot and lying and all this other shit because, and I get they all do that. All these companies will always lie to us. The corporations, they're always fucking lying to us anyway, so it doesn't matter. But the thing, like Noof said, with Xbox, it was a little bit different because they were a little more personal. It went from being personal with people to being like, oh yeah, we're just not going to communicate anymore. And it's like, what? Like, what happened?
Like Nintendo, when Reggie was around, like, you'd only see Reggie like 3 or 4 times a year, and maybe pop out to introduce a direct, and then like you don't see anybody else other than their like Japanese like directors of the studios that come out and go, oh, konnichiwa, and there's your game, right? That's it. That's all we know.
Well, there's Proto Fox in the chat. They were fired and replaced by AI Master Sharama.
Shawarma. Yeah.
Shramma.
Yeah, I told you. The shawarma. The
Piranha?
taking over.
The Piranha plant is in
Going
charge.
on, Proto.
Smithers is in love with Mr. Burns. Yes, we've known this for about 40 years now. All right.
Guys are really thinking sad what happened today.
Well, good for Phil. He's free. Now he can play all the games he wants. And I guess that's that. Sarah Bond, I guess she could go back to Tyson Chicken. I don't know what the fuck she's doing.
That's probably what she'll do.
And I really don't care at this point. I never liked that lady. I never got the vibe that she was good for Xbox to begin with. Seems like she was just thrown together and put in that position for whatever reason. Maybe she was going to learn and do it right. I don't know. Like, again, I'm not shitting on her personally, but as somebody, a consumer, I'm not an insider guy either. All right. I'm a consumer. Okay. I know some of you guys know shit and all that. That's great. But I'm a consumer. I spend money. Okay. And I look at it that way. It's like you guys watch sports, right? I don't watch sports. But Noof, you watch sports. If your fucking hockey team keeps fucking failing, what do you say? You say that coach has to get the fuck out of there. You don't say
when your team.
I hope the Oilers fucking leave the NHL or the National Hockey. I don't know what the fuck it's all called. I hope the Oilers fucking leave the entire league altogether. Yeah. You're just like, no, fire the fucking coach and they'll become better. Hopefully.
That's actually an amazing way to put it, because when your sports team fails, if your sports team continues to do bad, right, doesn't put a great product out there, you get disenchanted, you get a little angry, because again, much like gaming, you invest a lot of your time, your personal stuff into it, right? It becomes an emotion. It's more than just a product. It's part of an emotion. It's an experience. And to some degree, I guess you can say that it's part of our lives. Right. We've grown up with it. I mean, 12 or 20 odd years now, right? With this product being part of our daily lives, being part that we even do podcasts and talk about it. Like, we are the anomaly because we're not the average consumer. We're not the average customer. We're like, we're more diehard. And some people will chew us out for it. Right. I get it. Oh, those diehard guys are nuts and blah, blah, blah. But without us, these guys don't have a product to stand on to begin with. I tell you, early adopters are the ones who spread the word. We're the ones who make the videos. We're the ones that are spending, 10, 20 hours a week creating podcasts or creating legitimate, really good shows, talking about this stuff, helping you promote, how many games do you think, like even to the community, that you think that we've helped encourage sell for these people because we told people about it on a show? We've definitely done it. I'm not saying we helped them sell 5 million copies, but we've done it, right? But you make the great analogy with the sports team, because again, when my Edmonton Oil, and trust me, I went through over a decade where this team was awful, okay? Right. And actually the Oilers are a perfect analogy of it, okay? Because I went through, like, if you're familiar with the Oilers, during the 80s, they were a dynasty. Won 5 Stanley Cups in 7 years. They are considered and were actually voted the #1 NHL team of all time in history.
Wow.
The 1984 Edmonton Oilers are classified as the #1 team in NHL history. Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier, the list goes on.
Wow, those
But
guys,
there was a stage in the Oilers timeline where they went through a bunch of different ownership, okay? And they ended up having this public group of owners who they weren't multi-billionaires, and the NHL was very different. And it was basically like a public-owned team, and we couldn't afford to keep players, so we lost a lot of players. They go in and out because we couldn't afford to pay them money. Plus, coming to Canada wasn't overly attractive, especially if you weren't making a lot of money. I mean, who the fuck wants to live in Edmonton where it's minus 30 and there's snow 7 months of the freaking year, right? Most of them would rather go to a state like Florida where they don't pay tax and they get to live in the Sunshine State, right? So that's where we're at. But we went through this decade of darkness. We call it the decade. Over 10 years, we didn't make the playoffs. We were terrible, absolutely garbage-ola, terrible. But and this is like Xbox. No matter how bad we got, the fans kept supporting the team. Guess what? We had attendance records. We never failed. We showed up for games and paid outrageous prices for tickets, even when the team was garbage. See what I mean? This is what I'm saying. So it sends the wrong message in a way because the onus isn't like, yeah, every team wants to win a Stanley Cup, but if your team keeps selling out and you keep doing well despite putting crap out there, there isn't really like the onus to go, man, we got to turn shit around because we're not selling season tickets. You see a lot of teams in the States, the teams that struggle to put butts in the seats, you see how desperate they get after a while. They're like, they don't have the luxury the Oilers got. It's like when they put a crappy product, the fans stop coming. The economy starts going, yeah, we can't afford these tickets right now. And like the average, you know what the average ticket cost is for an Oiler game? It's over $160.
Wow.
Okay, for a game. All right, that's craziest. And not to mention, I went to a game with my buddy like a couple weeks ago. This is what I bought at the game. I bought us 2 fountain drinks, regular size fountain drinks. I had a popcorn, like a small, not even like a big ass bag. And I think he had a fucking hot dog. And it cost me almost $60.
What?
Almost $60. I shit you not. Like, holy hell.
Could have taken a kid out to
For
dinner.
popcorn. Yeah. Right? Honest to God. Like I'm saying that. Like, holy crap. Like, I could go down on a hooker for fucking $20.
Whoa.
All you
Like
can
it
eat
more than you
crabs.
bargained for.
But no, that's a great analogy because the sports teams are perfect like that. When the teams kind of suck, everything dries up. Even like sponsorship, like you look at how many sponsors pull away from teams when they friggin' suck. All of a sudden, the beer guys don't sponsor. This doesn't sponsor, and owners get really desperate. And I don't necessarily see if like maybe they're not feeling this with the game industry, but again, that's where blind devotion doesn't help your cause either. You have to call them out. You have to call a spade a spade. We're toxic. We're trolls. We're PlayStation ponies because we said our piece. None of that's not it at all. You forgot about the last 15 years when we did nothing but kiss ass and praise them up to the yin yang. But at some point we got smart. We're like, we see what's going on here. We're called consumers, but we're actually the only part we're living up to is the con part. We're getting conned. They're promising us shit and they're not giving us half of it. And to turn around and invest all these years, all this money and all this stuff in an Xbox ecosystem because we feel they're the best, that was the platform of choice for us, and they turn around and give it to the fucking competitors. They give it to the same bunch of people that said our games were shit. They give it to the same fucking company that basically would bury you with a shovel at every heart's notice. Don't tell me Sony wouldn't bury Microsoft without hesitation. They tried and tried again.
They did.
They didn't want them more than Xbox over to, we're glad Sony's doing good. And Sony's over to like, fuck you guys. Go suck a dick.
Oh,
right?
man. That's true.
Like literally. Money hatting games all over the place. Think Xbox is going to get them? No, it sucks to be an Xbox guy. You ain't getting the game. And when it does finally come, it'll probably be like 6 or 7 years later when nobody gives a rat's ass.
Yeah, no.
Like we're really getting the shit end of the stick here.
Yeah, it just
So
sucks.
I went on another rant, and I know you're trying to close the show, but that was a great point, though, about the sports team, because it's literally the same way.
No, it's fine. Yeah, it's just like I
Plus-
said. What? Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, but it's like their whole thing the last few years is 1 foot's in and 1 foot's out, and that's like make a decision. Either go all in or just get the hell out, which it looks like they're trying to get the hell out. Pick something. Go all in or just give up. Stop this stupid crap from the last 2 years.
I agree. All right. So check us out on Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern on Noof Nukem's channel for Crazy About Gaming. I'll be on there as a co-host or a special guest, not a co-host. Yeah, and I will be PG because I don't want to screw his show up. So
hey, that's all right. Will came on and dropped a couple of F-bombs, I think, during his first show, and he apologized to me. I said, that's okay. I didn't make it very clear to you. I said, like, we're trying to have a show that, I don't have to worry about getting strikes or anything like that. Just, it's a simple hour show. Just, try to keep the vibe positive, that sort of thing. And even for me, it's like super hard to go through like 60 minutes of a show and not drop some kind of F-bomb or dirty innuendo, right?
Oh, well, I'm going to be considered a Sony man or something. So that chat's going to hate me for no reason. I don't know why, but whatever. I will be going in. I'll be going in a PG man. How about that?
I don't care like who hates my guest or not. I made that very clear. I'm not going to be picking and choosing because one person likes this. Sometimes it's good to get a difference of opinion. Sometimes it's good to get different voices and people on there, whether you like these people or not, because sometimes you only see them on one podcast and you only hear a certain angle. But I think by having people on this new show, it allows people to just be themselves and just kind of like talk about great things in gaming. There's enough good stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah,
it's not like funny. Every week is just like negative. Like we could talk about all the great games. I mean, hell, you were just playing Reanimal the other night. I'd love to hear what your thoughts on that game. Fantastic game
in one sitting, live on the air.
There you go. See. Well, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that game. And this, Tarsier, great little studio, right? Their games aren't long, but they're genius. They're just fantastically built,
Yeah, and I hope they stick around. That game was fucking great. I don't understand what the hell happened at the end, but it was great.
See, the story is crazy, but the game is good.
Yeah, well, they're going to be making a season pass for it at some point. So hopefully it expands the story a little bit, but I'm down for a new one already. So, and I got the collector's edition coming. So it's good. Good game. All right. We're going to sign off. Anybody have any final words?
The end of an era.
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we don't got to worry about that anymore, but I guess that's it, everyone. Xbox.
I heard Larry Herb has left Phil a set of his white gloves.
Oh, wow.
He's trying to get his job back. He tweeted them already, hey, I'm available.
I have some good ideas. Don't forget about me.
Yeah, he's trying to get his job back.
I should be president. That's what he tweeted them.
Larry Herb is head of Microsoft Gaming.
But he's really Victor Gideon in disguise. So when he gets in there...
I'll show you. Nobody fires me and gets away with it. He just takes it.
All right. Everyone,
right,
good night. Thank you for being here, everybody. Noof, thanks for being here, buddy.
Thanks for having me, man. Greatly appreciate it. Good to hang out with you, Stevie and Frank, as always.
Oh, hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Stevie, thanks for doing it. Frank, thanks for staying awake with me. And everyone, I don't know what to say anymore. Just enjoy whatever the fuck you play and whatever you have. And it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks. I'll say that. But get ready for Resident Evil. It'll be out in a week from now. So you'll be all playing it. So
at least Capcom is not letting us down, but I love Capcom.
Good old Capcom. Love them. Hopefully Phil Spencer doesn't go work there, or else we're in big trouble. I don't know.
God, that's it.
I'll show you something really scary.
Really quick. Do you think Phil and Sarah are going to start their own fucking business or something together? Because they both left together, so I don't know.
I hope not.
They're working on Resident Weasel.
They're going to make like a Manscaped competitor.
They're working on a new website called Only Farts, because that's all they are. They're only farting around.
Only leather jackets.
Yeah, I heard they're going to be in the sequel for the movie True Lies.
Oh.
True Lies. Yeah, right.
Come on, Phil, let's do it. I'm going to bring Jamie Curtis out of retirement. We're going to get you on the show. We're going to do it. Me, you, and Sarah Barnes. She looks a lot better than my maid. Let's do it.
Well, listen.
Come on.
Arnold is sitting there, and Sarah Bond is dancing for him. But then when it gets closer, it's really Phil Spencer dancing for him.
Oh, God.
What the hell? You got a little bit closer. Look like an Oreo cookie up in here.
It's a chicken leg in his mouth.
Chicken Pass. We should all sign up for Chicken Pass.
They're going to Valve to work on a Steam machine with Gabe. Yeah, that's if Gabe wants to tank his fucking business. I don't know. Yeah, I
Gabe's
think
gonna get.
I think Phil Spencer needs to just fucking chill at home. I don't think he needs to go anywhere else right now.
Gabe's gonna invite him on his yacht, and he's gonna be like, "Go down in the shark cage. It's gonna be awesome, man." And he doesn't lock the door.
Oh man,
that's interesting you bring that up too, because I think that's the other part that we didn't talk about. Is I think that the whole threat of the Steam machine is really putting cold feet on Microsoft too right now.
Oh yeah, because Phil Spencer was gonna just steal that idea from the original Steam machine, slap fucking Windows on it, and call it a day. But I don't think he was actually counting on Gabe Newell to actually be working on a new version of the Steam machine. And I think that caught them by surprise. Again, another dumb idea that Phil Spencer had, because it's going to be another hurdle for him to overcome. That's what I'm saying. Like, Xbox is always late to the fucking party. Even when they think they're first, they're really late. And I think he thought, okay, Magnus is going to be good. There's no competition. There's nothing else like it on the market, even though there was at one point. And then Gabe goes, we're going to do the Gabe Cube. And then he's like, oh, fuck. Maybe that's why they got rid of him quicker. I don't know. Maybe they said, you asshole, you didn't do your research. You're going to spend our money making this thing while that guy's making one over there.
Cheaper.
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe we'll find out one day, but I doubt it.
He talked to Gabe Newell, and Gabe Newell's like, I'm not doing that. And he had his fingers crossed behind his back. I'm not making that.
Talking about. That's stupid, Phil.
Dude, imagine if Microsoft fronts the Steam machine.
Yeah.
I don't think
help them.
I don't think they would, but you never know. They're all about playing their games anywhere, right?
No, because I think Valve has its own hardware thing, so they don't care. They're going to just
I
make
know
it
that,
themselves.
but the rumor is that Gabe fucking delayed it because he doesn't want to pay for all the RAM and shit. They want to wait till the RAM drops. What if Microsoft said, you know what, fuck that. We're not going to make a box, but we'll carry your shit on the Microsoft store. Who knows? You never know.
That would be fine.
Deal.
As long as it doesn't have Windows on it.
Right.
Did you guys see that as well? That they were saying that only Phil Spencer mentioned Sarah Bond in his memo. Satya Sharma and Booty all neglected to bring her up in their speeches or whatever.
Ooh.
Yeah, and she only mentioned Phil and Satya. Didn't mention anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, they had already pre-filmed, and there were pictures up of Matt Booty and the new lady already, like on all over the website and all over Twitter and everything. So they took those photos prior to this announcement. And, some people were like, oh, they took the photos right after the announcement. They didn't do that. So I'm assuming Satya picked this lady behind everyone's back and said, okay, you start on Friday. And then tells Phil.
This is good here too. That lady, Asha, today I'm in my role as CEO of Xbox. Here are my 3 commitments: great games, return of Xbox, whatever the fuck that means, and future of play. Larry Herb responded to her and says, well, that's great. Keep in mind, as you begin to build your plan, he goes, if I may be so bold, let me add one more: partner with the community.
Yeah, well,
basically, he's telling me we should pay attention to what we're saying.
Well, that's the thing, Noof. She wrote that they want to go back to the roots of the console, which we brought this up a little earlier in the show. But then, in the next paragraph, she goes, but these this is not limited to one machine. This is Play Anywhere and all this other shit. So it's like she contradicted herself already in her own statement. So
there you go.
it just seems like this is Satya full bore. Like this is just
Mm-hmm.
the way they want to keep going, and
Yeah.
she's just gonna front that. And I still think they're sabotaging this shit. I really do. I think Microsoft just wants out.
I don't even think she understands what she's even saying. They just gave her some points. And
A
she's
lot of
just like,
people are
"Okay,
making
I'll
fun
try
of
and
her
spend
saying
this."
that AI wrote all that. So I don't fucking know.
Well, they're probably just, right now at this point, they're probably trying to keep the last of Us from like completely abandoning ship. It's like, yeah, we still got games to sell this year. So
Exactly.
it's like, let's not completely freak them out. Let's say just enough to keep, like I said, dangle that carrot, keep them hanging around a bit longer, and then next year we're just gonna go non-lubricated up the anus.
Right.
Yeah, they'll just milk
It's
it
still
out as
fucked
long
up
as
though,
possible.
because that's a lot of people's money,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got games to sell this year. They don't want the last of the diehards to be like, yeah, screw you, Xbox. There goes my Series X, my Series S. Anything to do with you guys, right? Like you get a couple thousand people to abandon the ecosystem overnight. That's a lot of money, man.
I don't know.
That's why I think one or two of those games are getting delayed, so they could just milk it out a little bit longer.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Buy it on PlayStation, guys.
Oh man. All right.
Oh man.
What is that? Oh, okay. I thought that was Handy Andy
Oh
again.
man.
Nope. Oh, handy Andy.
Shit, but we're gonna sign Phil
What?
for a couple of months. Lots of conspiracies here.
Well, Sarah seemed like she was blindsided, but Phil probably knew. I mean, I guess they must have all known to some degree.
Some degree. All right, we're out of here. Everyone, take care, stay safe,
Yep.
and we'll catch you later. Have a good one.